gents, shall we? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shane, this is Shane's Games, and tonight we are playing Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. This will be our 18th time playing this game that was much longer than I anticipated going into this game, but we're going to stick with it. We're going to beat this thing once and for all. Probably just once, honestly. I don't know if I want to do a game this long twice on stream. Probably not. So for now, if you ever want to check out any of those other 17 episodes, see how we got here, see what we've been doing, check out my YouTube link below. But otherwise, for today, let's get started, shall we? So, how is everybody doing tonight? Everybody having a good weekend, I hope? I know I am.
Oh, it's you.
Had some fancy pizza for dinner. Who doesn't love fancy pizza? Alright, what were we up to? That's the big question. Always need to know once we get out. What on earth were we up to? So let's head out real quick. Alright, let's check the map. See, I don't see anything on the world map there. I hate when it does that. Like, I see a gold marker. Oh, wow. All the way out there. Alright, maybe not that one just yet. That's a bit far. So, let's check out the rest of the century flowers, I think. Kill some brownies. That's a nice little objective right there. I could go for that. Alright, both of those are pretty close by, so let me make sure my inventory isn't super full. My inventory is super full. Dang it. Alright, so let's get that out of the way before we get too far. I think there's a shop around here somewhere. There is not a shop around here somewhere. Dang it. File these under things I should be taking care of at the end of previous streams. Oh, well, this won't take but a moment. Let me head over to Didenhill, and we'll clean out the inventory real quick, and then hopefully we won't have to do that maybe more than once in the stream.
There you are.
I tell you, I understand, it's not the most exciting thing to watch somebody go through an inventory, but you know, I need to make sure that I'm strong enough to get through the game as is, so let me just take care of this. Won't take but a minute, and I will try to be entertaining in the meantime. Let me just make sure I didn't pick up anything sweet yesterday that I need to switch to. See, I get a sword called Stormblade. I want it to be awesome, but it's so much weaker than this Arctic Longsword. So, let's see, for secondary, for my great swords. Oh yeah, that was that stun sword I picked up last time. That is pretty nice, but it's not quite good enough to be able to want to switch over to. Oh, those Corinthian gauntlets are decent, but I need to get more of them before it was actually worth my while. Oh, I've got Corinthian greaves, actually. I didn't even realize that. Well, let's start down there. Do I want to switch shoes? Yes, I absolutely do, as a matter of fact. That's nice. So that might make the Corinthian greaves worthwhile. I don't know, that health and the chance to critical is kinda nice, though. No, I think I'm gonna keep the Azurite gauntlets for right now. And let's break down pretty much everything, shall we? Alright, so let's break that down. So I think, if I remember correctly, last time we were able to get max rank in crafting, so it may actually be worth my while to put together a few items while I'm here. Oh, that'd be nice if I could, I still don't know exactly how high the scale is. Like, how good of stuff am I going to be able to make here? Is it going to be truly worth my while? Or not? I don't know. But let's find out. Alright, so I need to get rid of the Scepter of Light, the daggers, and the hammer. Let's do that. Got that. Got that. got that. Alright, cool. So, alright, let's go ahead and sell off the stuff that I can't break down, which are those purples. And it would be nice to be able to break down those purples, but for the time being, I should say, this is what's keeping me in money, because things are getting a little more expensive as I get through the game. So having the money to spend is very nice. Alright, so my chakrams I'll be fine with as long as I keep, because I need fire for that plant quest. So let's sell off the Heart of Ember and the Storm Blade, shall we?
You're always welcome at the Crafters Guild.
Alright. Heart of Ember, Storm Blade. There we go. And I'm still really got too many things in my inventory. I'm not sure what's taking it all up now still. Let's see if we can't get rid of some of this stuff. Donald Cuddy's ring? I think I must need that for something. So let's see, what else? What else can we get rid of real quick? Sometimes it hides a couple things that were like old quest garbage in here. Not very convenient. I wish they'd all put it in one place. But in this case, that doesn't look like that's the case. I'm not sure what's taking up my whole inventory in that case. Alright, time to sell off some more minor potions. Just because I'm getting enough greater and major that I think it's going to be okay. Alright, yeah, that'll be good for now. What is taking up all my inventory slots? That is weird. Alright, Overwhelming Amulet, is that... Whew, plus 19% damage. That is actually really nice. No, let's not get rid of that quite yet. Ellen's Ring... Oh, that's alright, I guess. Oh, I'm always waffling about what to sell. Well, you know,
doors are always open.
Let's see what we can craft then. Let's see what we can craft. What do we want to start with? Greatsword. Let's see if we can craft a cool greatsword. Sweet. Large Sylvanite blade. That looks fantastic. And then we want a greater... Do we have greater damaging hilt? Plus 12. Master damaging hilt, that's what we want. And then master robust grip. What other master grips do we have? Oh, not a lot, unfortunately. Critical hit damage, that's not bad. Ice. More health. I don't know, the more health, more bleeding damage might actually be nice. Yeah, let's slap on some bleeding damage real quick. What else? I want to max just regular physical damage is what I want to do. Magnifying bindings, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I feel like I should have more master bindings and I just don't. So I still might want to wait a little while before I craft my big badass weapon, I think. Gem of Carnage? Yeah, see, that's... Nah, see, I definitely need to get more master quality crafting items before I go in and do that, I think. Let me double check, though, in my inventory and see if there's anything really crappy that I need to replace. I don't think there is. I think I'm doing pretty good, so... Yeah, let's not worry about this for right now. Let's go ahead and take off and let's get some quests done. How does that sound, folks? Getting some quests done? Let's get some quests done. Starting off with killing some brownies. Killing some brownies and making a flower bloom. One that doesn't sound very interesting and one that should be pretty exciting. If you enjoy me killing off brownies, which I hope you do, because I do a lot of it on the stream. by the truckload. Those little guys are bastards. Find a brownie, kill a brownie. It's a good policy. And zombies. Also kill off zombies where you find them. Oh, we got a couple more of them behind me, it looks like. Let's deal with them before they get any ideas. They got ideas. Dang it. That's going to take some getting used to, because they hold their sword back like that. It almost looks like they're winding up all the time, so that's a little confusing. Alright, let's waste these brownies first, because I've got an idea. Check this out. Beautiful. Well, that's one way to take care of business. Ooh. Still doing a lot of damage, so let's make this quick. Bloodbane, yeah, that was the name of the guy. That is a badass name for a monster. Badass, but not tremendously effective. Cool. So that's that taken care of. Looks like I didn't get too much loot from the brownies, though. Let's see what we got. Nothing interesting. And nothing interesting. Oh well, they're brownies. I don't expect them to have too much in the way of goodies. And here is the flower I need to make bloom. So let's do that real quick. I'll switch to the burning chakrams. Right? Flame, I think. I think fire damage is what I needed. Oh, go away, dudes. I'm busy. Not now. Oh no, I did do it. I thought there was a visual element when I actually used fire on it, but I guess not. And I'll say again, you wouldn't think hitting a plant with fire would be a great thing. Well, I guess there are controlled burns in forests. So there is that to consider. Yeah, you know what? Let's head southeast and hit that last century flower while we're in the area. I think that'd be fun. Get that whole quest finished right here, and then go turn in a couple quests while we're in the area. Wow! Just a random skeleton in the middle of nowhere had a... Oh, it was a trap. Got all excited for a second there. Oh wow, look at this nice loot just in the middle of nowhere, and it was a trap. Luckily, I'm kind of a badass. Isn't that a lucky thing? That would have been sweet if I just wiped them all out right there, though. Oh well. Can't get the cool highlight reel moves all the time, I suppose. I should get that on an embroidered wall hanging. Sometimes you don't get the MLG Pro plays. Sometimes they're just okay. Dropping motivation on you folks today. Alright, anything else good here? Alright, let me check out that helmet real quick. No, not. Plus 12 damage against Jotun and Etten would be nice for very limited situations, but in general, nah, not worth my time. Glad I got to check him out, though. Alright, let's continue heading forward. Looks like the next objective is... Oh no, it's not. I need to head down the southern way, it looks like. So let me go do that real quick. And... Alright. So down this path is where we should be able to find the last flower, so let's do that. Looks like there's some enemies. Let's see if I can lure them into another wrath, because... Gosh, I love doing that a lot. Come on, everybody gather around. Gather around. That's what I have to do. Oh, I got most of them, but... Oh, look at that! It didn't even have a pixel of health! Oh, that's lame. I don't think I can upgrade... Well, actually, I don't know if there's any way I can indirectly upgrade my Wrath anymore. I'm gonna have to look into that. 'Cause I think now that I'm thinking about it, it might do physical type damage. So if I up my overall percentage, I might be able to get that to do a little bit more. That'd be kind of nice.
In ancient times, the desert had no shade. The sun burned the land to ruin. The rivers disappeared, and the animals hid underground. The people cried to Helios for mercy, but he didn't answer their prayers. As the plants withered in the heat, the hollow lands echoed with the crackle of fires.
Alright, so talking about the birth of the Hollowlands there, if I'm understanding it correctly. Looks like it wasn't a pleasant experience. Hey Al, how are you doing this evening? Alright, so let's go hit this thing. I wonder. Can that work? No, I was hoping I could cheap it, because I know my gauntlets give me bonus fire damage, but I suppose I have to be doing some fire damage at the start to be able to get bonus fire damage. Which makes sense, I understand. But still, games don't always need to make sense, right? Sometimes they can be ridiculous. I kind of like ridiculous. How about you guys? Ridiculous? Yay or nay? Alright, so there wasn't anything tremendously interesting down here, but I am actually a little curious about that little southern branch. Because that looks like a weird dead end. So let's just take a quick peek down there and see why a weird dead end. Oh! Looks like a big old cave-in, but it's a location, so I'm assuming that at some point that will be opened by a storyline, maybe? That sounds pretty logical. Alright, so just gonna see. I think I already got, yeah, that's the Dune's Head Mine. I think I got that one already, so I'll make sure so I don't have to walk all the way back here. And then we will teleport over to turn in those quests. Alright, the Modus Mining Outpost should be able to skip straight there. Sweet. Alright. So this should be the kill that Bloodbane guy quest, I believe.
I've been hoping you'd come by. Miners report no sight or sound of Bloodbane since you ventured out into the desert. That means they can start work on the Dunehead site, and that you've earned your pay.
Sweet.
Thank you for ridding us of that menace. If you hadn't happened along, who knows where we'd be? Whatever that thing calls a stomach, I suppose. You're welcome here any time, friend. Though there's not much to do but swing a pick at rocks.
Sounds interesting, but I'm gonna pass.
No one knows what's at the top of Cloudcrest, but that don't stop folks speculating. I've heard the first Fae set foot in Amalur came from there. That'd explain why there are so many of them in Detir.
Oh, so that's that big mountain I can see off in the distance. That's pretty interesting.
Once word got out that Edgar Aaron had found this mineral-rich site, Motus rushed to get an operation set up here. I'm all the muscle they bothered to send.
Oops.
I'm the lone guard Motus hired to protect this place. They've given me a Chief of Security title, but that means nothing when I've got no men to command. Now we've got a Crudock that's more than a match for a small army. I know better than to go out there alone.
Yeah, it seems like pinching pennies in a place where you really don't want to.
Aaron Excavations. They're the other mining outfit in the Hollowlands, our only competition. Though I wouldn't say that they're particularly stiff competition. You look like you can take care of yourself, but you should be careful out there.
Will do, will do. Oh, hey, another quest giver out here.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. It's my miners. They've gone deranged. Bless my beard. Just as both sides were coming back to full operation, the lunatics fled out into the desert. I tried to stop one of them and saw nothing but a blank stare and a strange light behind the fellow's eyes. He looked cursed. This is the work of that Fae, the one who sits atop the hill on the outskirts of town. If you can find that Fae and make him fix this, you'll be duly compensated.
You sure the Fae was behind it?
Damn right. There's no other explanation. He calls himself Calovar. Polite enough fellow, I suppose. But I'd never trusted him. When we first got this operation up and running, he'd appear out of the sands every once in a while and try to convince us to move out. It's so obvious now. I'll bet he was behind the other problems as well. The Cruduck, the attack on Canyon Hill, all of it reeks of Fae magic.
And there goes the paranoia. Look, just tell me where to go.
Gulliver watches the mine from his perch on the hill to the south. You'll find him there.
Well, I need to go talk to Calavar anyway, so may as well.
Didn't you hear me? They've gone soft in the head. Most ran off into the desert, some stayed in the mines. I tried to stop one of them and got nothing but a vacant stare and a strange light behind the fellow's eyes. Then he took off. He looked cursed. I bet my beard that damn Fae had something to do with this.
Angry, tiny, and Scottish. What a magical combination.
I've seen some strange things. Flickers and flashes from the top of that mountain. No idea what causes it, and I don't want none. We've got our hands full down here as it is.
Well, I haven't really heard too much about that mountain, but I'm going to assume that when I head up there, that's where I learned my first dragon shout. Fusroda.
They had an ill aura about them as they ran off into the desert. What they were running from, I don't know. None of them made any sense. They were just yelling, saying things that weren't there.
Alright, that should be good.
Nothing is going right. Nothing.
No, it really isn't, is it? You guys are having terrible, terrible problems with this mine. Alright, so let's go talk to Calavar. I don't think there's any... I don't know if I can get to Arona Excavations. That'll save me a tiny bit of time. And I'm all about saving time. Alright, cool. And we can Assassin's Creed off of here. Very nice. Hope somebody was scoring that, because that was a 10 out of 10 right there. Beautiful form, grace, beauty, artistry, really. I'd be in the Olympics if I cared to, but I don't want to throw off the average. You know how it is. Oh, hey, Lorestone. Must have missed this the first time I walked in.
Then winged Saina, the mediator of earth and sky, came from Ishara. She beheld the suffering desert and swooped down upon the hollow lands. Her feathers shaded the scorching sands. Her wings cooled the broken ground. Her tears fell to the dust, where rivers were born.
Alright, giant bird. Gotcha.
Greetings, mortal. What are you here for, mortal? I'll not suffer another child of dust. I've had enough of your lot. Especially those of you calling yourselves Edgar Aaron.
Oh, Edgar. Did you bewitch the miners?
What a bizarre query. Your miners' plight is not my doing. If you look to rectify their situation, then we share a foe. The mortal that calls itself Edgar Aaron is to blame. Curing the miners of their affliction requires an implement, a Fey relic I gave to this mortal. Take the relic from him and find your miners. It is the only way to free them from their madness.
Damn it, Edgar.
He has fled to his mine. If you truly wish to save the little mortals wandering the sands, you must retrieve my relic from him. You would do well to bring it back to me as well, when you have claimed it. It is a powerful relic, and could do much harm in the wrong hands.
Oh, jeez.
I have heard mortals refer to it as a stone or a jewel. Vast oversimplifications, as children of dust are wont to make. It is my light, as Orenda's lantern is hers. Edgar Aaron asked to borrow my relic to use in his mine, to draw the minerals the mortals find so valuable. I thought him worthy of friendship, and thus gave it to him. Alas, he has deviated from his purpose. The Cruduck attacks, the theft of Orenda's lamp, and now this. All of this petty sabotage is his doing, made possible by my relic.
Oh, damn it.
The mortal and I made a verbal contract. I would give him use of my light to help him clear the wild fae from his mine. In return, he agreed to gather his resources with my relic rather than the little mortal's methods, ripping and tearing at the land. He has instead shown his true quality, and now your miners are scattered to the winds.
You know, it's especially frustrating because that seems like a pretty good deal for everybody involved.
Find Edgar Aaron, and he is hiding in his hole under the ground. Where
Yes,
lie
mine.
the minerals he sought for now then?
I'm not sure if I can turn in... Did I have to turn in that other quest with him? What, the plants? No, maybe not. Alright, so I'll just head over to the mine. And, get started on that then. Is that the one over there? Oh, can I not? Oh, no. Well, I suppose I can just, teleport to the Modus Mining and walk from there. That should work. A little bit of a shortcut. And where do I go from here? I'm getting so lost in this area, it's a little sad. Should see me actually trying to navigate in the actual real world with a map or without. I'm terrible. Before GPS, before Google Maps, lost all the time. The saddest thing, let me tell you. Well, this looks dusty in here. Appropriate for a mine, I'm just saying. Big pit full of spider webs. Oh man, spider webs. Didn't even think about that for a second. Hey buddy.
You found me, stranger. Been speaking to Calavar, have you? You've been putting out fires from motors all over the place, I hear. What can I do for you this time?
Why harm the miners?
You've spoken to the Fae, I presume. I thought I saw you scaling that cliff. He wasn't lying. I wanted motors gone. But I never meant to take it this far. If he just packed up his damn operation, nobody would have been harmed.
You caused the critic attacks?
I did. With this little stone Calavar gave me. Simply thinking a thing makes a wild Fae do it.
Oh damn it.
Unfortunately, I couldn't keep old Bloodbane from falling for your brownie bait.
And Arenda's lamp?
Calavar told me all about it, and how detrimental it would be if it were taken. Then I just had to tell a couple of gullible cutthroats about this incredibly valuable Fey relic buried in Shadowthorn Hollow.
Man, I felt sorry for this guy a little while ago. Just give me the stone, dude.
Perhaps there is merit in cooperating with you. You kill Croddock and spelunk Fey Hollows for a living, after all. But if Motus doesn't leave the Hollowlands, I'm finished. There's no turning back for me. Kill this pest, boys!
Oh damn it. I thought I had him convinced for a second there.
No, please spare me. I was just trying to make a living here. Success should have been mine. I started my operation long before Motus ever arrived. My workers have abandoned me, and I haven't made a single coin from this place. This was all I could do to reclaim what once belonged to me. You understand, don't you?
You know, I did feel sorry for you, but no, not so much. Just give me the relic, dude.
Fine, it's yours. Damn thing never did me any good anyway. I'm sure the Odessan Praetorians won't be far behind me now that the word's out. I won't be here when you return.
Well, hopefully you'll at least be here for them to drag you off to jail. Oh, I felt bad for him too. But no, he's got to be a giant tool about things. See, that's especially depressing because he got beaten fair and square through business methods, and it was, to be fair, some jerky business methods, not very nice business methods, but, you know, more or less above board. Certainly he wasn't hurting anybody. Then he took it to another level.
Greetings, mortal. I can smell them on the dry winds. Your eyes may not see the natural decay, but I assure you, it is there. The little meddlers may do their worst. The Hollowlands will endure it and mend the wounds they make.
So that was for the plant quest that I finished up a little earlier.
Have you met her? Fair and dark as the night itself. She will sleep until my time is past. Then I will lie down and dream while she walks the sands.
It's very unusual, but I
For now,
like it.
then.
Very lore rich right there. Characters that do unusual things like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, what do we want to do next? Alright, so there's all the miners that need to be freed. It's going to be a bit of a hike, but I think walking south is probably just going to be our best bet rather than trying anything fancy. Do you have anything on him? Nah. That's the one problem with not just taking everything from every chest I see, is I'm starting to get to the point where I'm coming across chests that I'd abandoned for a reason. Oh, shoot. Oh, here we go. Of course, my great and mighty hero can't step down 2 steps.
By the moon, where are these gazelles coming from? What was I saying?
Awesome visions there, dude. Hallucinating gazelles to the point of madness. That's a weird day for you right there. Certainly not how I choose to spend my weekends. Now, what's he got going on?
Reginald, what do we do? The house is aflame! The house is aflame! What? Well, where is this? By my beard, how did I get so far into the desert?
As of course zombies just show up for no reason. Ah, one of them resisted the knockback. That's the problem, is as long as one of them resists the knockback, just one of them, then he can just step in and cut off my attack. That's no fun. For me, and I'm the important part there. Oh, and I can't step over this. This thing's like 18 inches high. Why can I not walk over that? Not feeling very heroic tonight, folks. Not at all. Let's take out some zombies and Faragorda working together. Isn't that beautiful? Well, it was before I destroyed them all, I guess. Sometimes you just want to destroy something beautiful. That's a movie quote. Alright, anything else? That was the guy I just checked. Really on the ball tonight. Alright, more hallucination theater coming up.
Where do you think you're going with my pickaxe, you wretch? No. Where is this? I promise this is the last time I partake in Datrian ale.
And he just assumes that he was drunk. Ah, it works. And his nightmare is someone taking his axe.
I've never noticed how close the ground is to the sky. I mean, I do now. It's a mistake I'll never make again. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, dear me, I have to go.
Now that guy was proper tripping. Really, truly proper tripping out. I like it. Never noticed how close the ground is to the sky before. Weird guy, weird thing to say. Alright, just one more miner and this quest is finished. See what he's got going on.
I could swear there was a lake here a moment ago. What? What happened? What in blazes is this?
Guy's mad about tripping. Alright. kind of want to explore a little bit north. See if I can find another point of interest, so I don't have to walk all the way over here in the future. Of course, the problem with exploring like this is I'm not actually sure there is anything over here, immediately anyway. It's a bit of a gamble, and it's a gamble with desert spiders. Why are there desert spiders? They're not even desert spiders, really. They're just the same spiders I've been fighting. What are they doing here? Oh, that's solved. Problems with simple solutions. You gotta love it. Is that a secret door? Ooh. Doesn't actually look all that secret. It's kinda obvious, but still. I invested the points. I should get the secret cave. What do we got in here? Cool. And there's a secret cache in the secret cave. With nothing interesting in there. Except lockpicks. I do always need more lockpicks. Since I'm terrible at picking locks. Pulled out of nowhere. What was that supposed to be where he teleported in? Was it supposed to be that he was stealthy and I just didn't notice it, or what? 'Cause I did notice it. I'm not so unobservant that Kobold can just jump right in front of me in the middle of the desert. At least I don't think so.
The jagged cliffs, angles meeting the swollen sea, treacherous to the ungainly Alfar, was the homeland our people took. I have seen the places upon the hillside our ancestors forged from sea-sculpted stone. Glir Rathwen, the bluffs of Tawili, were settled near the light of the heavens that glittered brightest, gazing towards Lyria's teardrop, the earth's steeple rising to meet her magnificence.
More poetic lore stones. I had lore stones lately, but I haven't actually gotten any good bonuses from them in a while. Every time I find lore stones, I miss just one or two from the set. Usually just one, in a lot of these cases. And just some kobolds. So I don't know how you're expected to have any challenge with this area. It seems like the way they structure the game, you're either going to have a challenge up to the north, and then an easy time down here, or vice versa. You're going to have an easy time down here, and then a challenge up to the north. But why do both then, is the question. Oh, this seems like a bad place. Oh, jeez. Ugh. Thought I was done with the spiders in my face. At least the big one isn't actually immune to knockback. I was a little worried about that. Nice critical there. More of those, please. And I see a quest giver, but I think he's up on that cliff. And wow, I'm not sure how to get up there. Head south maybe? And I might be able to just loop back around. Oh, let's see. Desert spider territory. Of course. Of course it's desert spider territory. Hall of the First Sworn, really? That sounds like the Warbound, the warrior guild in this game. Out in the middle of the desert, that's interesting. I can't remember if they said they knew where the hall was or not. If not, then, well, I found it. Guys, just to let you know, I'll, send a map correction to Google Maps. Damn it. Right in my face. Kobold. See, See, at least that Nightblade that jumped out of that chest, I can sort of understand that he might have been hiding in the cart, waiting for me to come. That makes sense. Those kobolds that came out of nowhere in the middle of the canyon, that's a little silly though. Alright, so let's check down this way. I think I see, I see a rise up in the back of this canyon. So that should be able to get me up higher to see what that quest giver is all about, I think. Let's hope anyway. Looks promising. And yeah, we're getting up pretty high at this point. Not as high as it goes, but pretty high. And there's a lore stone over here. Let's get that first. Why don't we?
He only needed one name. The Carver, like the wind, or the lightning, or the dawn. With his presence, a new age began. The kings of the south stood. They were the lords of the desert sea.
Alright, nice and simple, cutting to the chase.
Normally, I'd advise you to take a leap off that ledge, but at the moment, I find myself in need of aid. Don't think you'll get anything out of it, though. I certainly won't teach you anything.
Good to know that, always glad to help an asshole in need. Always glad to help an asshole in need. What happened to you?
Damned kobolds is what. Poison spear to my leg and it's begun to fester. There are things for it, easy to gather myself. If I could walk.
What about a healing potion?
Foul stuff. I never touch it. The natural course of healing's best, if you ask me.
Fine, I'll get whatever the things you need are.
I'd be grateful, but don't expect any wisdom or a fine crafted gift. Hermits have little to give. I'll need spider sack ichor, fenrack from the canyon below, and grist from a Jotun's cookpot. Can you get me those?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Some spider sack ichor, fenrack leaf from the canyon below, and grist from a Jotun's pot. How many times must I repeat it?
I will leave you to die, dude. Settle down.
An old man who has had his fill of the world. Once in a while, some fool comes to plead on bended knee for lessons. Bah! If you don't know, there's no use telling it.
Coming to the kobold, coming to the hermit looking for training. That's awesome. Alright, so... let's see, how do I want to handle this? Well, unfortunately, that was the only teleport point I found here, but I think that's going to have to last. So for starters, let me head over to the camp and take care of that quest real quick. His leg looked fine, he's playing me like a sucker. What is he even playing me for? What does this hermit want from me?
Well, it looks like everyone's back or on their way. We're in your debt once more. Edgar's facilities are vacant now. They're yours if you want them. They were never particularly profitable once his miners left him. But in the right hands, a few of the miners feel so indebted to you, they'd like to work there for you if you'll have them. You should visit the mine when you have a chance.
I got a mine.
Good day.
Sweet. Alright, so I gotta go talk to Calavar as well. I see, if sheer enjoyment on sending suckers on asinine quests, that would be about the most RPG thing ever. Do you know how many corpses are at the bottom of that cliff? Dozens. Dozens! You might be lowballing it there. There could be hundreds. I might actually be able to step off that cliff and just walk down the mile of adventurer corpses. All those other suckers that think they're the protagonist of the game. No. I'm the protagonist of the game. Murderers to resale the wares. Hey, that's what I do.
Greetings.
I assume that's what most fantasy shopkeepers do.
I shall relieve you of the relic. For a mortal, you are remarkable. I can see something lingering in your eyes. Something fey. It is both fascinating and perplexing. But, as you mortals say, the dust has settled. This region was on the verge of catastrophe, thanks to Edgar Aaron. It was fortunate you were here to stop him. For now, then.
You know, think about this. Maybe he's screwing with me the other way around, right? Like, follow me here. He was complaining that people keep coming to the hermit, looking for some sort of wisdom. Maybe he's actually got it. Maybe he is the old kung fu master on the mountain. Didn't think about that, did you? Maybe he's got all of the kung fu wisdom to teach. Maybe I'm finally going to get the kung fu I've always wanted after this. How sweet would that be? Spend the whole game looking for a good dual wield spec? Now, no. Leave it all behind in favor of the kung fu. I feel like you should be wearing welding goggles to shield yourself from your fucking sparkly everything. If I had welding goggles on, I wouldn't be able to take in my own majesty. And I have a lot of majesty, let me tell you. A significant quantity of majesty. Why would I not want to take that in? Alright, there's the Fenrac. So just get one more. And that looks like it's up a bit. So I think if I head north and then a little bit to the west, I should be able to get up there. That's where those Jotun I saw before was. Majesty. Now the real question is why every conversation with an NPC doesn't start with "Holy crap, why are your hands on fire?"
Greetings.
People must be really desensitized if it doesn't.
What, you surely ask, is such a well-heeled Praetorian doing here among the dust and brambles? Removing the tarnish from my name and solving the Jotun problem.
Well, you see, I should be saying, well, if you're going to solve the Jotun problem, I'll let you get on with that. But what is the Jotun problem?
The old Ragnar has died, and his successor is stirring the embers of war. But he's too clever to openly provoke the warsworn, so he's attacking gnomes instead. That will not stand. I have a plan to settle this, but it requires someone of both delicacy and grit.
Potions are full of peyote. I'm the only one that can see it. Explains the whole game. It's not even a fantasy setting. I'm actually some bum on the south side of Chicago. If I'm some bum on the south side of Chicago, then I want to know who I've been beating up this whole time. Or maybe I don't know.
The warsworn have their place in my plan, but not yet. Coaxing the Ragnar to show his face requires a subtlety that our local Castellan lacks.
Subtlety? I'm all about the subtlety.
Yes, I think you do. First, we must find some new and better enemies for the Jotun. Go into Tirskotter Mine, southeast of here, and steal the clan totem from the kobolds that dwell there. Then return to me.
The Federales are after you, but keep dying. Peyote fueled. Oh my god, sorry, I can't even talk now. Peyote fueled bum rage. That may have to be the title of next week's stream. Peyote fueled bum rage. It's too good.
Tirskotter Mine cuts into the hills of southeastern Menethir. I don't know where in the mine the clan totem is kept, but it is there.
Maybe that was supposed to be the name of the unmade Amalur sequel. Kingdoms of Amalur 2, Peyote Fueled Bum Rage. I'd buy that. Shoot, in a heartbeat. I'd buy it twice. Buy it a couple more times after that. These guys are actually children. Angry Scottish children or just normal children? Alright, maybe if I follow the road a bit down here, I'll find a way in. I am not soliciting children. How dare. Accusing me of impropriety. I'll have you know I am a hero. Heroic protagonist of this tale, who does not solicit children with candy. Taking things just too far. Alright, so I want to cross this spooky looking bridge. And there's some Jotun. So that didn't do any stun because they're too big, of course, but let's test this out. That didn't seem like it did all that much. But then again, I'm not taking anything in the way of damage, so maybe that's what it did. I'll take that in that case. Oh shoot, it wore off. Oh, now we're in trouble. Oh shoot. I can't really use my shield against these guys because they just knock their way through it, so instead, you gotta be careful while I keep my relentless assault up. My mom told me not to talk to strangers. Yes, I will take your quest. Okay, but I have to go home. Oh, dude. This guy died in yoga pose. Hey, yoga pose, dude. Working it out? Good deal, good deal. And these are the cops. That would explain why they keep knocking me down so easily. Rogue hallucinating bum decimating Chicago's police force. Story at 10. We believe this rogue to be jaunty and tripping balls. Please be advised to stay out of the same state as this crazy person.
First, he made the river in the arc of the great snake-tail. When that grew tedious, he turned his attention to the cliffs, the dunes, the depths.
Should you see this suspect, run screaming in the other direction and never stop running. Just keep running forever and ever. Looks like I might actually be able to walk over to the hermit from here. I didn't see a path from there to here before. So let's check it out. Some hobo wearing a cape made out of a shower curtain and wearing oven mitts. Hey, they're +5 oven mitts of flame. I'll have you know. Oh wow. Nice crit. They still have a decent amount of health though, that's tricky. I love how they keep dying in these yoga poses too. It's so sad and silly. Alright, so it says the hermits. Oh no, right, I need to grist from the crock pot. Thought that was him up here for some reason, I was really confused. Of course I usually am confused, to be fair. It makes the game more enjoyable if you imagine hallucinating bum GTA. Let's be real honest though, what game isn't made more interesting if you're pretending it's hallucinating bum GTA? Never-ending story gone horribly awry. I don't even want to know what Falcor would be in that situation. Alright, man, those spider webs go all the way across. That's kind of spooky. Seriously, every video game. Just imagine every video game as hallucinating bum GTA. Doesn't it just make all of them better? Am I wrong? Feels like it would. Alright, so I didn't see any quick way to teleport over here, so that means I gotta kind of hoof it back to the hermit. And we can put to rest once and for all whether he's just screwing with me or not. This being a fantasy RPG, I give it about even odds that he just goes, oh well, okay. I guess I will teach you my mystical hermit secrets about kung fu and magic and the best way to heat up a tin of beans. Hermit secrets. Does that mean Overwatch is heavily funded bum fights? Not even heavily funded. No, they imagine they're heavily funded. But that's why, that's how you explain respawns in Overwatch. Because they're just kind of getting knocked silly. They just gotta have a little lie down and then they come back in a bit.
Oh. About bloody time. Spider gland for the festering, Fenrak for the pain, and Stugris to keep my strength up. You've done me a good turn, stranger. I live a hermit's life, so have little to give. I hope you'll take this as thanks. You'll get nothing else.
Good to know.
Once in a while, if you don't know, there's no use.
Well, no kung fu secrets. Only the thankfulness of a bum. And I'll take his hammer. Because he's kind of a jerk. Alright, where to next? Oh, Ironfast Keep up there, right? That's still a bit of a hike. Everything's so spread out here. Well, let's head to Ironfast. I assume that's going to be a place I can teleport to after this. Now, radio, you know what's really funny? Is if we're going off every game is a hallucinating bum, Silent Hill 2 makes sense instantly. Just the whole game. You just have to nod and go, okay, yeah, that's what it is. Takes no thought whatsoever. Oh, he's in a web. I was like, is he a hover skeleton? Spooky Halloweeny? Looks like there's a hidden cache, but it's up on the cliff? Yeah, it's up on the cliff. Yeah, Silent Hill 2. Confused bum wanders around abandoned town, thinks he sees things, does not, because he is confused bum. Boom, done. Yeah, James is just himself. James is kind of a bum. He's philosophically a bum. Like, he's not poor or anything, but he's one of those people where everyone would be like, yeah, you're kind of a bum. I feel like you're kind of a bum. Alright, there's Ironfast. It was in a spider web. Are you saying he's trying to frame the spiders?
We're fighters here, not toy soldiers.
That's almost too silly for me. And I'm pretty silly, let's be honest. 'Twas the spiders, you see. I'm not a murderer. Left 4 Dead is some guy tripping at Ibiza. It's 4 people tripping at Ibiza. And convincing each other. Hey, you see that, right? Right? You see that? I think I do see that, actually. Wow, now that you do mention it, maybe there are zombies everywhere. Secrets revealed on the stream tonight. Blowing minds. So many dead Paul Oakenfolds, of course.
I've grown so used to the same few drifters coming in for supplies and the contract board. A fresh face is a welcome thing.
That's an old joke with me in radios, that 3 out of every 4 people in Ibiza is Paul Oakenfold. It's a true statistic. You can look that up in the World Factbook.
It's right beside me. The work's open to any and all. When a contract's done, they come to me for their pay. When there are open jobs, and there's good proof they've been done, then yes, I do.
Borderlands is a rampage at Burning Man, in which case Borderlands is basically a documentary, I imagine. So why was she acting like I'd never seen a contract board before? I'm actually a member of the Order. Alright, let's see. Missing person, Alcerund. Apothecary Eldrick Orhelm left Whitestone on the Western Road 12 days past. He went seeking one Bodine Borges in Alcerund, and was to send news back to Whitestone on his arrival. He can be recognized by a fine carved walking stick he keeps by him. Any news regarding Eldrick is to be rewarded with a coin of gold. Sure. I'm just going to start calling Borderlands Rampage at Burning Man now. That seems appropriate. Person of highest integrity and reliability sought to deliver valuable package to one Vian service in Basilica Nostra, the Isles Odessa. Payment upon receipt of goods. Sure, why not? I can deliver stuff. As happens this season every year, spiders have become more numerous in Menethir. Pay available for capable fighter to remove 8 spiders from the area. Spider stingers are required as proof for payment. Speak to Aldrith Diufrit for further questions. Sure. I feel like to make these names, they just made a random word generator with Al El Sir Un Sa. I don't even think they made it. I think there just is one. Assyria Neural Fleltham? Sure.
Yes?
I think D&D made one and everyone's just been copying off of it for decades.
Yes, we're a bit of an island to ourselves out here.
You have the Odessa delivery?
Oh, you want that contract, do you? Now you guard these ghastly things closely. Mind you, they're not suited for combat. They're for surgery and unnaturally sharp.
Surgeon blades. It still has the sword icon there, though.
Oh yes, well you'll need to collect the required number of spider stingers from spiders in Menethir. You won't have much trouble finding them, they're all over, which frankly is exactly the problem. Sworn to war.
Fantasy names are almost always very dumb, because it's always someone that doesn't really have a good grasp of how languages are created, throwing a lot of vowels at a problem until they think it's not a problem anymore.
My poor old master had but one dying wish, that his prize blade, the one on the wall, be mended. Some days I dream that I'll do it myself. Then I remember, I'm a poor untrained apprentice who can barely forge a soup spoon.
Sounds like a personal problem. But just out of curiosity, what blade is that?
Why, that's Haldabeer's blade. It's famous, from the Fey Wars. My old master always said he'd fix it right again. Might have, if he'd lived. Now it just hangs on the wall, taunting me, reminding me of all I'm not.
Go to college, dude. I don't think it can be fixed.
Not by an ordinary smith, true. But there's one living who can. Only, he'd rather eat nettles and stare at the sky than raise hammer to anvil. You can find the hermit smith yourself, up in the Menethir Heights. Only, I warn you, he won't speak to anyone.
So asshole hermit's a blacksmith.
Really? You have? Don't think you could talk him into mending that blade on the wall, do you?
I mean, it's worth a shot.
If he would mend that blade, I'd be delirious. Were he to stay here and finish my training, but I don't dare to dream so much at once.
There's a surprising amount of lip piercings in this game. The problem is they seem kind of low poly, so a lot of times it just looks like a yellow stripe. You don't even notice the 3D part of it.
Dinwell's his name. Word has it he grew bitter of all mortal kind at the start of the war. But I wouldn't know. I've never talked to him.
Ye olde hot topic.
Master Braskin, yes. I'd endure every drunken lashing I knew if it meant I could learn blacksmithing right and proper. The hero's sword. Like its owner, it fought and died in glory on the battlefield. Just as I'll die miserably behind this forge.
Ye hotty topic. Ye. Yeah, you know, I can just compare it there. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Oh, I can't compare it there. That's kind of stupid. It seems like a thing that would have been handy, right? Being able to just compare what I'm wearing to what's right there so I can see what I want to break down. Seems obvious to me. You know what, I am just going to salvage that. I need backpack space right now. Specializing in Dwarven anime. Dwarven anime, gnomish, heavy metal, and also Invader Zim, just straight up. And, because it's just ubiquitous. Alright, so I think I need to sell some of those yellows.
Strangers in Ironfast.
Get them the hell out of my inventory.
I'm quartermaster here. Tell me what you need and I'll see what I can do.
Oh god, now I'm trying to imagine Dwarven anime. Why did you put that in my head? I don't want that there. Oh, that's a nice looking hammer right there. Alright, so those ones are decent. I'm going to keep those around. Those ones are actually very nice, so I'm going to keep those around. Harbinger shoes are kind of crap, so I'm going to get rid of those. That'll give me a pretty penny. Invader Zimmel Raiden, touching saga of an outlander and his merry band. Touching saga. Oh yeah, you did say saga. I misread that. Told entirely through epic poetry. Helm of the Martyr. No, that one's so much weaker, I'm never going to use it. Alright, cool. Glad to get all that out of the way. I really do have a decent amount of master quality stuff. Oh, see, I do have some minor things. Oh, I wish they sorted that a little better, because I need to get these minor potions the hell out of my inventory. Alright, but I think for right now, that's going to be clear enough. I don't know what this acid solution was supposed to be. It's probably for quest somewhere. Gazenhurst and Dibblheim. You're killing me over here. That is too perfect. This sounds like a real, actual thing.
Can I help you?
It's too real, man. Too real.
Sworn to war?
You have the remains of the hammer. It is... I should have expected this. It was forged in the hall of the First Sworn. It must, I think, be reforged there. The hall is not far, only... I don't know what to do when we get there. The hall lies south through the canyons. Meet me there.
You're going right now?
Yes, time is short. The hall of the First Sworn is south and east through the canyons. Meet me there when you are ready.
It might be a while. I'm kind of all over the place.
Not all our wisdom was left to gather dust on Eamon's Isle. I have learned the location of the Niskaru Lord's mountain prison. But first, we must deal with that hammer. That means the Hall of the First Sworn. Legend tells it is there that Eamon was transformed from a prince to the first of the Warsworn. It became a meeting place of sorts in the time of the First Sworn.
Gazenhurst and Dibblheim. I just keep glancing over and seeing it over there. Oh my god. We need it
restored if we hope to defeat Beeson. And for that, I'm afraid, we must journey to the Hall of the First Sworn.
Alright, so that's from the warrior quest from a very long time ago. Kinda got off topic on it. Well, let me see if I can consolidate my gems. Maybe that'll help clear... Yeah, actually that might be what was taking up some space in my inventory. Oh, that'd be nice if that's all it was. Oh, that'd be very nice. I still wish that they'd add a button to just do this for me, because once I get the ability to do it, I'm going to want to do it every time I get to a Sagecraft altar. Just make all of my shitty gems into good gems. Give me a make shitty gems into good gems button. Please. Yeah, it's nice then. Oh, it takes forever if I haven't done it in a while, too. I think that's just about it, though. Alright, good. So I've got tons of pristine gems for whenever Whenever I'm ready to actually start using some of them. Let's see. Didn't I have one of my weapons have a slot in it? A Killer Axe sword did, but I already put something in there. Armor, maybe? Thought. I don't know where. I thought maybe. Oh, my stout kite shield. Well, what can I toss in there? An armor socket? Let's see. Craft gems, armor gems. Let's craft a physical shard and a lightning shard. Well, lightning resistance, so that's simple enough. Protection shard, plus 15 physical resistance, that's not bad. Matter of fact, I think I'll just do that for right now. Alright, let's get that slotted and get the heck out of here, shall we? Stout kite shield. Gem of tempering. Yeah, I like that. Alright. I keep meaning to actually look at a lab. I've never actually looked at an alchemical crafting thing in the entire time I've been playing this. So I can... Oh, can I make master healing potions just like that? Just like that. I'll be damned. Oh, it uses Essence of Fate, though. That's tricky. I don't have many of those, and I don't have any good way to get them. So I'll just keep that in mind for right now. Interesting, interesting.
The heat's as deadly as the Jotun and the spiders.
Alright, is there anything else I need to be doing in here?
Dust, dents, and
Take a quick
scars.
peek to the north, make sure there isn't anybody else interesting I want to be talking to.
Greetings.
Nice mounted head. And a big old skull in here. They got a cool haul.
Sworn to war.
Statues too? That's a classy joint.
We
I like
see
it.
few enough strangers in Ironfast. Welcome.
And
The heights
there's
of Menethir are thick with Jotun.
a Fate Weaver over here. That's good to know about at least. And a healer. But no, nothing I really need to... No one I need to talk to, nothing I need to do here. So, let's head out.
The heat's as deadly as the Jotun and the spiders.
Yeah, you said that when I came back the other way. Did you think, oh, he didn't hear me? My interesting little quip. I better repeat it on the way back. Word for word, with the exact same inflection. And then maybe he'll stop and he'll go, that's brilliant. Your words are like poetry, marry me. That's probably it. Alright, so... Well... God, it's such a hike to get over to the frickin' hermit. I suppose that's why he's living there, because he's a hermit, and he doesn't want to be disturbed. Dang it. Alright, let me hike straight south to the hermit. And then from there, I'll head over to the Hall of the First Sworn. First Sworn? Was that it? War? It's War Sworn. First, yeah, I think it's First Sworn. Wow, I had a brain fart there. Alright, is this the right way? More or less. I can get here this way, that's what counts. Hover skeleton again. It's a good road marker, actually, the hover skeleton. And... Ooh, maybe I can't get to the hermit this way. Or is this where it? Yeah, this is where it slopes up around the corner. See how easily I get lost. So let's see. Let me think for a moment. What else have I played on stream that would be good to think about? Is Crazed Bums doing it? Well, Invisible Ink, that game about corporate sabotage. Just imagine it's office workers getting drugged out of their mind and then wandering around the office thinking there's some super spy stealing everything.
No lessons, no precious pearls of wisdom. I've left that all behind. You have my thanks. Now go.
You're needed in Ironfast.
Oh, what for? Can't imagine what old Braskin can't handle on his own.
You knew the old master?
I still know him. I came to Menethir because of him, the only man in all Amalur I respect.
You need to fulfill his dying wish.
What? He's dead? Then he never mended that sword, and that green apprentice is left alone, half-trained. Damn it all! I swore I'd never... But the blade and the apprentice... Apprentice and the blade... It won't do. I must go. Bring me a compound known as Master's Tallow from Hervar's Dorsil, and the sword is yours. I'll be at Ironfast waiting.
So dramatic.
Hervar's Dorsil by name, just north of the river. A madwoman lived there some years ago. She had perfected the art of making Master's Tallow. She's gone, but I think you'll find some tallows remained.
Oh good, go to a dead crazy woman's house and get a bucket of tallow.
A rare wax of golden hue, with some remarkable properties regarding metal and flame. It will be needed to mend that sword.
Alright, sure.
He would visit me some nights, and we'd talk of stars and old ways and the blacksmith's craft. He alone never once asked me why I live apart.
The blade and the apprentice. Apprentice and the blade.
I want to see this finished.
So dramatic. Alright, so I haven't actually been up there yet, so I'm not going to head up there immediately. For now, like I said, let me go to the Hall of the First Sworn. See where that quest is going to lead us next, because that quest has been getting interesting. The Warsworn quest. To recap, it turns out the Warsworn, who right now are mercenaries, used to be the defenders of dangerous artifacts that related to the Niskaru. And when they kind of quit that and went to becoming mercenaries, they just sealed off the vaults with everything in there. And then all of a sudden Niskaru start cropping up all over the place. So they go check the vault, and it's been looted by evil wizards. And so now we have to find a way to put a stop to them summoning a army of Niskaru before we're drowning in them.
I'm sorry for the way I left Ironfast. The last time I saw my mother was the day she set off for these ruins. She came here and never returned. I thought maybe... But we must be going. Records speak of a sacred passage that leads to the forge.
Wait, you thought maybe what? That she'd be sitting here saying, hey, I've been waiting here 20 years for you to come find me. You're terrible at hide and seek.
Yes. To reach the ancient forge, you must go through a sacred passage. Of course, I can't be certain. No one but Eamon himself has ever walked those halls. They say he came to this place a prince, and left it sworn to war. How he entered the passage, what he learned there, none but he know.
He's sending you to a dead, crazy cat lady's house. The pot of tallow is actually one of those big rectangular freezers full of dead cats that liquefied after the power got off. I have to carry this stuff around in my inventory. You're not making it any more pleasant.
I owe you an explanation, don't I? When I was young, my father touched the hilt of a chaos-cursed dagger. The magic within it disfigured and diseased him. My mother spent her life delving into Warsworn past in search of a cure. She searched everywhere, until she came here. Thank you for listening.
Imagine what that would lead to in real life when I get the bucket of tallow. I have brought the item you need for your quest. Oh jeez, get that out of there, that smells terrible. What is wrong with you?
You saw Baelor in the siege. Baelor, a greater Niskaru, is like a small child before a Niskaru lord. This one is Kamazandu, a deceitful one. It's thought the Arathi themselves imprisoned it in the mountain after it proved too clever to kill.
Garbage snapback full of melted cat bits. This is officially the weirdest stream. Right here.
It's said that the way from the sacred passage to the forge opened only for Eamon, and at its end, he learned the secrets of the First Swarm. It's also said to have closed and sealed the day that he died. Lead on, Oathblade.
So the mages, it turned out, had some terrible secrets. So the question is, do the Warsworn have some terrible skeletons in their closet too? Don't you cap on me. I see you over there. I was worried there'd be shitloads of Mascara in here. Kobolds? I can do kobolds. Or what are we gonna say kobolds are in this crazy hallucinatory world we're building? Millennials? Crazed millennials? Millennial yuppies? Is that a thing? Wonder if I can ban myself. There's only one way to find out. You cannot. You actually tried. I give you points for actually trying. Of course these people have families. Kobold families, for they are kobolds, you see. And should I find their families, I shall exterminate them too, for the good of the land. I'm a hero, you see. That's how heroes do. It's funny because I'm not at all surprised that you just immediately, the second you thought, I wonder if I can ban myself, you just immediately try. I probably would have left you banned for a little while just because that's hilarious. Oh, come on. Did I run out of mana or something? Did I not click fast enough? That was weird. It's good now. When I get around to writing the mod manual, I can throw in there, hey, I know you're going to get tempted to ban yourself at some point, so just so you know, it's been tried, it doesn't work. He was one day away from retirement! Too old for this shit. Evil kobold retirement, you mean? For he is kobold. This is gonna be a thing now, isn't it? I don't mind it being a thing. It's kind of a wonderful thing. The Legends of Bum Fights of Amalur. Legends of Amalur. Bum Rage. No, not a hot dog factory, a sausage factory. And that means the final boss here will be Abe Froman himself. Sausage King of Chicago. Bloody rampage and beef butts. Great tastes that go great together. Honestly, if somebody had a bloody rampage in a hot dog factory, would anyone even notice? Would it really change the flavor that much? I have doubts. Ooh, he's a strong one. Let's pull out all the stops on him. Nice. Oh, yes, he is taking tons of damage. Oh, you're just soaking it up here. Nope. Oh, I did get out of the way of that. Nice. Oh, she still knocked me right as I got out of the way, of course. Right in the middle. That's where you do the damage. Oh, I kind of blocked that one. I didn't think I could block that. Maybe I have to get the perfect block? That's some fat manager asking what the hell I'm doing. I'm saving the world, out of my way. Can't stop here, this is bum country. Alright, so there's the sacred passage. Let's go south first and see if there's any goodies down here. By goodies, I mean sausage workers, of course. Gotta hunt down that sausage boss. That ought to be my new Steam name after this, sausage boss. That'd be a good Steam name, actually. I'm actually kind of in love with that now. Oh god, is the secret passage the conveyor belt? Is the sacred passage the conveyor belt? And all the tests of courage, like the giant machinery chomping down on the conveyor belt. Cause that sounds really dangerous. I don't know if I want to be a crazed bum anymore. This is a hazardous job. Alright, is there anywhere else I need to explore, or no? Well, I guess I could go up north, kill those guys. Why not? XP is XP, right? Leave no worker unslaughtered. Oh, dang it. Always with the bombs. Come on, let's get over by the bar. I guess someone hit everybody. What is he even doing? What is he doing? I'm trying to do the thing here. Don't lie down. Disrespectful. Fine, you guys don't even get the raft now. I was gonna give you the raft, but no, you're gonna be like that. Disrespectful. Alright, I was wondering what that little crystally noise was, and it looks like it's that's what happens when I stun somebody. That's nice. The glowing sigils are police helicopter lights shining in through the windows. They didn't even want to fight. The dream is coming apart. So you know what that means. We have to go deeper. Bro. Appropriate stream title day. See, I had this planned. This whole gag, I was ready for it the whole time. That's how far ahead I am in the game. 10 steps ahead. 10 steps. It's a skill.
Brother. Oh, there you are.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's your dead mother.
All right, let's do this.
Dad.
There's no hope. We've come all this way. For what? You and I are not Eamon. How can we ever hope to pass through that?
That passage leads to the forge?
Yes, but it can't be done. Try for yourself. Ancient magic bars the way.
Well, as it happens, I'm amazing, so yeah, let me try it for myself. Let me just save first, because it's been a while and I haven't saved yet today. What? Why would you even suggest I do that? That's somebody's mother right there. I'll have you know that is disrespectful. This is not a game of Halo where you just... Oh no, I'm doing it anyway, never mind. Oh, she wasn't looking. It's cool, it's cool.
Only those foreseen may enter here.
What?
Fate bars this path, and none may alter fate.
Oh shit. Yeah, you can. I'm all about altering fate. Nice! That is cool. Through the Stargate, then.
Approach, mortal. The hammer must be remade. The hammer. To the forge. You will know the way. The wisdom is within you.
That was spooky. That was very spooky. No, 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 not the upside down. Oh, this is a good, happy place. It's not the upside down. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching and don't get that reference, stop watching the stream immediately and go watch Stranger Things on Netflix. You will thank me for it. Radio here's the one that got me into it, and
the forge room
I thank
of
her
the
for
first
it.
sworn. With Thoru.
Just looks like a big fire to me, but whatever. The ancient forge seems to pull at the remains of the mystic hammer, as if it recalls its first making. The strange flames within seem to whisper the secrets of making it anew. Oh geez, now I'm hearing voices. Yeah, I got the mystic hammer though.
Look at it, how it shines. This is a weapon of legend. Held in Aegon's hands, it felled Niskaru by the score. But now we have our own legends to make. The Niskaru Lord Kamazondu is imprisoned in Cloudcrest Mountain in the Hollowlands. As Beeson weaves his spell, something called the Niskaru Lord's Crown will emerge. Are you listening?
Get there and smash it, right? Yes, the crown will emerge.
It is not truly a crown, but emanations of the Niskaru Lord itself, as it emerges from the mountain. It cannot escape all at once, so if we can injure these first projections with the Mystic Hammer, we can close the door Beeson seeks to open. Cloudcrest Mountain looks over the southern Hollowlands, west of here. I will go to Ironfast Keep for reinforcements and meet you there.
Billant, hi, yes, I did remember the stream name. Usually I'm very forgetful about that, but Skeletonception was too funny to forget. How are you doing tonight, Billant? Welcome back to the stream. You like the arrow in case you didn't notice, hey, this is a forge. Maybe you didn't know what a forge is. Maybe you're too modern. What is a forge? What is that big flaming thing, and where do I find a forge?
Yes, it lies south along the Hollowlands. I will be there with reinforcements. Make yourself ready. This will be a trial like none you've known.
Killing a demon lord? I like it.
The first emanations of the Niskaru Lord, emerging from, if I read correctly, the mountain itself.
Hello?
That's the first stage of the spell. Let's not find out what happens after that.
Do you see that? They're just ducking down right there. Am I crazy? Did I notice that? Doing good, Billant? Good to hear. I am doing good as well. Having a good stream, having a good weekend.
It worked before when Aegon fought Farlong. Let's hope that it works for you.
Let's hope.
In the end, he but dreamed a nightmare. But Beeson might make the nightmare real. He plans to free a Niskaru Lord, and we hope to stop him. May Thoru help us.
Man, I hope the Niskaru Lord isn't the same thing as the huge guy I had to beat before. That was tricky.
They both suffered and died because the knowledge and memory of our order was squandered and lost. I will not forget that. But I can be content that their deaths were not in vain either. A Niskaru Lord is an immense being of pure chaos. Kamazondu's nature is that of great cunning and persuasion. Be wary and believe nothing it says. To the mountain then, and our final task.
Why would I believe a demon lord in the first place? Again, that seems like pretty obvious advice, right? Big demon-y thing tries to tell you stuff? Oh, skill book blacksmithing, but I've already got maxed blacksmithing. So what happens when I try to use it, I wonder. Oh, it says my blacksmithing skill's been increased. Whatever. When faithful Theodar appealed to the sagacious Aemon for his great knowledge, these were the words uttered to him. The things that can injure the agents of chaos are the finest of Mitharu's gifts. It begins in the fire. Go forth and seek the hottest of fuels. The hottest of fuels. The most tremendous of coals will not suffice. No, you must build the forge around the fire itself. There is such a place deep within the plateaus of Mentir. It is the fire of Helios and Vrakor, thrown from the heavens. A piece of this fire lies deep underground, and there it burns eternally. Vlaskar, the bloomer and reckoner of the sands, will build a forge so that you may bring order to the terrible flames. Next, you must seek the metal to form the head. Of ores, you must have the purest, and for this you need the stone of the Arathi. There is an ancient place in Mentir, where it is said the Arathi once walked. Far below the ruins of this hall you will find a sacred stone. It will gleam a silvery blue and shine in the dimmest light. It will be lightweight, but of tremendous hardness. This is the metal of the gods themselves. You will require the light of Mitharu. There is only one who knows the intricacies of the great order of the world, the disciple of Mitharu's word, Saint Hadwin himself. A humbler, holy man you will never find, yet he holds the secrets of Mitharu's plan within his work. Beseech his aid, that his sage crafting may produce the purest of gems, such that the perfect order and unity of being is given form. This gem shall be placed in the center of the hammer's head. Finally, the haft must be created by Evan Andurin. It must be flawless and worthy of a mystic hammer. It must be perfect, and he cannot stray from this design by even a hair's breadth. It will require patience and fortitude, a steady but firm hand, and a measured but even judgment. It will be the greatest weapon ever crafted by human hands, and only the mastery which Andurin possesses can achieve this. That's badass. I appreciate a sword with a good legend. That's a good sword legend right there. Very good sword legend. Still wish they'd given it a better name than the Mystic Hammer, because I know it's a Mystic Hammer. Give me a name for the Mystic Hammer. Oh well. I guess if you forge it, you get to name it, so... Guy who happened to be fantastic at making mystical weapons, maybe not so great at naming them. Hey, maybe they're related. Maybe you just get really good at the one thing and just kind of falter on the other one. Alright, so... Travel the Cloud Crest. Oh yeah, that's the mountain with the Demon Lord in it. So I'm going to want to do that eventually, of course. Let's head to Ironfast first and check out those quests up to the north. Because I'm all about the convenience. I should be role-playing that, actually. That my character in-game as well as out-of-game is tremendously lazy and just doesn't want to walk anywhere. We must go to the mountain and fight the dread Demon Lord. All the way over there? All the way over there? Oh, that's so far. Have they invented Uber yet? Can I take an Uber over there? Can you invent Uber? Take me over there on the Uber?
The carver made by the morning what takes the cycles centuries to shape. He bored holes in the red marches and chiseled the spine in the Ulcerund. Echoes rang through the canyons of Mentir. He gouged the hollow lands and then left it barren.
Floor stones out here are really short. Alright, so what is that? Oh, probably some other point I can teleport to. Oh, this is where I need to get the tallow. Didn't realize that was going to be a dungeon. Still, right here. May as well take care of it. Let's see what we can do. See, there's some enemies down here. Just some fairy water, though. I know how to deal with them. With wrath, of course. You're dead. And you're dead. And you're dead. You escaped the worst of it. That's okay. You're dead anyway. Oh, getting cocky again. That never ends. Oh, jeez. I was in the middle of saying, oh, I'm getting cocky. That never ends well. And in the middle of saying that, wander boldly into a magical mine. Seriously, if you've been to the stream before, tell me, how incredibly typical is that? How painfully typical is that? Oh, Shane, there's a trap over there, don't... Oh, nope, you charged head first into it. Good jorb. Ah. Close. Alright, cool. So, it looks like on those lockpick chests, even though you've got the full range of motion to move the lockpick around, as far as I can tell, there's only like 5 positions. Yeah, 5 positions. All the way to the left, all the way to the right, straight down, and the 2 diagonals. So you don't even actually need the full range of motion. That's actually just a misdirect. That's kind of silly. Alright, that trap I see, that one's screamingly obvious, so I'll take that one out. Might actually avoid some traps this time. Wouldn't that be nice? After that one cave with a zillion flame burst traps. I'm getting a little wary. Just a little bit. Oh, hello, skeleton army. I adore Skeleton Genocide. I think that's still one of my favorite stream titles, although Skeletonception is right up there. You can tell what kind of nerd I am for the fact that I still love Inception jokes years and years after Inception. It was a good movie though, let's be honest about it. Inception, awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, I am recommending it highly right now. So let's recap. Your recommendations for this stream are Inception and Stranger Things on Netflix. You can get both of them on Netflix. Heck, you were in for a nice evening. Alright, so that's this area. You know, I'm a little slow on the uptake here, but it occurs. Wasn't this supposed to be where the crazy cat lady lived? Why was she living in a gigantic eldritch cave full of animate skeletons? Or is this more of the theory from earlier in the stream that I'm actually a crazed bum and I'm imagining like the rats or the last of the cats? Evil face skeletons. What a weird theory. I love it. Alright, more skeletons? More skeletons. Excellent. Nice. Getting that perfect block down. It wasn't a perfect block, but I got the block. I feel good about that. Now, it's a tiny nitpick, but that's one thing that I wish they'd fix in game design is when you get enemies that you can get down so they have 0 pixels of health. I mean, I understand I got that enemy very, very low on health, but when they've got 0 pixels, that's what we call bad signposting, because it's not giving me enough information. It looks kinda like he's dead, but he's not dead. He just has 0 pixels of health. Not a fan. Not a fan. Alright, so how deep are we in this cave? Oh, we're almost there. Almost. So let's press straight on to the finish, shall we? Oh, after we are careful about the traps. Take our time and maybe save as well, just to be cautious. Alright. So, no, don't load. Save the game. Save over that. Alright, so, got a room with a big pit, and I think I see a trap over here, maybe? Am I just being paranoid? Huh? Yeah. Maybe not paranoid, but it looked like a floor tile, right? You guys saw that. Alright. So, what do we got next? Alright, looks like from here, yeah, let's just go ahead and head west. Take care of business, shall we? Let's do it. Alright, is that the chest I need to do? Guarded by Very close to Sentinel. I guess that's tough for a skeleton guy, but tough overall, not particularly. Yeah, see what I mean? And he's not even paying attention. Not even a good Fairgorda Sentinel. Not even mediocre, really. Hey, there's a guy robbing the tomb. Sorry, I'm busy staring at this really interesting wall over here. Man, this wall's awesome. Check this wall out. This wall's blowing my mind. Ooh, purple ring. Have to check that out in a sec. Alright. Oh god, this is gonna hurt. Come on. And I'm cursed. Awesome. Oh, I hate dispelling so much. For those that are new, dispelling requires a little... Ow. Dispelling chests requires a little bit of a timing minigame, where you've got to press the... you have to press the button in sequence with correct timing to hit a bunch of little nodes. And I'm really bad at it, and it seems like, I feel like there isn't good enough feedback for it. I feel like I can't really tell when I'm doing good at it, I can't tell when I'm doing bad at it. So I just can't, you know, it could be that I'm just terrible at timing. That actually seems pretty likely. But either way, it's a frustrating game, and so I try to avoid it whenever possible. So instead, I use my skills to do the auto attempt, which is based entirely on my dispelling stat, and not my actual skill at mashing buttons. So, I can get out of the nasty effects that would come from just me being bad at it. And I actually have a chance of solving it that way, which is nice. Whereas, relying on my skill, not really going to happen. Ooh, Lian Shi. I caught one of those in here. Let's see if I can get right in the center, and it has such a nice large range. Get my combo up. Nice. Alright. See, I feel like we've got another pretty productive evening on our hands, and I always like those. And, see, it looks like I could just jump straight down there to get to the exit. But on the other hand, we've got this whole wing that wasn't explored. And I don't know that I'm ever going to come back here, as I just run past the traps, ignoring them. So, I'm going to run in here, see if there's any goodies. Who doesn't like goodies? Everybody likes goodies. Don't pretend you don't like goodies. I know you do. That's okay. It's okay to like goodies. It's a good thing, trust me. Alright, just check over here for treasure. Oh, and there's a little side area with treasure. That paid off well. Nothing too interesting in there, but I'll take it. Alright. And up the stairs. Hopefully this area Ooh, alright, so I can't get through that door, which probably means I will have to come back here at some point, and there'll be a quest that'll lead me through whatever that door is. And that's alright. That's a good way to reuse an area without it feeling too cheap, so I can appreciate that. Let me just see, where do I go from here? Huh. I thought there was a way down, right? Maybe? I lost? Oh no. Oh, if there's no way to jump down here, then... Oh shoot, then I do have to take the long way around, don't I? Oh, that'd be unfortunate. Oh, dang it. Yeah, I think I took the wrong way and made things a little difficult for myself. Shoot. Oh, crud. Yeah, I think the game probably wanted me to come into this dungeon through the other path. And then use this as the exit, maybe? Oh, that's kind of a pain. I don't think I've ever had to do this so far in my playthrough, is just go this far out of my way to get out of a dungeon. And it's good that I haven't had to do it so far. But doing it here, not spectacular. And normally my run speed is pretty adequate about getting me out of areas like this when I just don't want to be here. But in times like this, rare times like this, I do wish I could pick up the pace a little bit. Alright, I think this is near the entrance hall, so I should be almost out. Good deal. And I've got the tallow that I came in here to get, so that's good at least. And, ooh, I know I can't go through that other passage. So that must be for another quest, right? Gotta think so. Or maybe there was a switch I didn't trigger? Ooh, that's possible. I do have problems with being observant in this game, that's true. Alright, so... let's head to Iron Keep next. Iron Fast Keep. Iron Fast, Iron Slow, whatever.
Rotting.
Oh, I think there was a healer in here too, so I can get that curse off myself. So I don't leave it on for like 2 or 3 streams like I did last time I got cursed. That was a little embarrassing. Speaking of observation, jeez.
We're fighters here, not toy soldiers.
Alright, if I remember correctly, the healer was right over this way. So I'll just stop in there, get myself fixed up. Good deal.
What have you got for old Fargil the healer today? A nice spider bite? A punctured lung, perhaps?
He's really calm about that. Alright, heal me up and lift the curse. Cool. Very cool. And close that. Yeah, I think that's all I need for him right now. So, let's go and turn in our next quest.
Dust, dents, and scars.
I don't remember which quest I have to turn in this area, actually. Where am I turning it in? Alright, over this way. Is there a trainer over here I missed? Kinda looked like it on the map, but... you know, when you've got so many icons scrunching, it's possible I was mistaken. Yeah, no, I think I might have been looking at the,
Can I help you?
Forge Master.
You have the Master's tallow? Then let's begin. Lords of Iron and Fire, it's good to be back at the forge. Brace yourselves now.
See, he's happy that I did it for him. Wait for the smith to finish. Just like stand here, or should I leave and come back? Oh, it didn't take long.
Behold, Haldabir's blade, strong and whole. As you made this possible, I insist that you take it. A hero deserves a hero's sword. Now, if you're done gawking, I have a clumsy oath of an apprentice to train.
The guy's life's work was to fix the sword, but then he just wanted to give it away?
I swore I'd never take another student, but for you and Gavroche here, I'd make an exception.
Well, that's nice of him, at least.
The boy's green as a new blade of grass, but he's got an eye and an arm. He'll learn yet.
See, everything came out okay. Max skill allowed 6. Is he like a beginner? No, he's a advanced blacksmithing trainer. But I'm pretty much maxed out on that, so makes sense.
Held to be his soul.
Well, while I'm in the area, of course. Wow, Halber's sword sucks. Compared to this sword that I just bought in a store. That's sad. That's so sad. Alright, do I want to break anything down while I'm here? Break down that stout longsword, I guess.
Repaired.
Get a crude hilt out of it, and I'll check my armor real quick. I don't really want to do a full round of dropping stuff off, because that is never all that interesting. But while I'm here, alright, yeah, I can get rid of the Stupefying Gauntlets too, and the Curious of Displacing. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Salvage that, and salvage that. Cool. And I should be good for a little while. Well, let me sell one or two things. What do I need to sell here? I'll sell... Oh, I was going to say, which of those hammers do I need to sell? Well, the Mystic Hammer... No, I need that for a quest. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so having done that, we can get out of Ironfast Keep and see what other cool quests are in the area we can get taken care of.
Dust, dents, and scars.
I'm curious. I'm going to have to check the world map when we go outside, but I feel like I've been through a pretty decent chunk of the desert so far, just today, really. I'm curious how long I'm going to be in the desert lands overall. Let's see, world map. Oh, not as much as I thought. I've gotten through 2 of the 5 areas, not counting Edessa. So yeah, I guess I'm going to be here for a little while. And then after that, I've still got Cluricon and Alabastra as the end game, and then the DLC too. So there is still a decent amount of stuff to do. That's pretty cool. Alright, let me take the path up for Eldrick Ordhelm.
Heat's as deadly as the Jotun and the spiders.
It'll be nice to have that path, even if I don't, even if there's no teleport points up there. Just seeing how the 2 areas connect could be handy for the future. Oh, it's kind of a cool looking waterfall right there. Oh, there's that, the gnomish commander right there. I'll leave him be until I can finish that quest he wanted me to take care of. And I see a hidden cache. Master's Dagger of Execution. Nice sounding daggers. I love that feeling when you're enjoying a game and you realize there's still heaps to go, right? You know, I actually find it sad in a lot of games where you're really enjoying the game and then you go, oh, but it's almost over. I think, you know, I appreciate a game that can wrap up well. But it still kind of sucks when you're playing a game and then it's over and you feel like, was that it? Is that all I get? I can't get some more? But this one, yeah, this one's going to keep me busy. This one's going to keep me very busy for a while, I suspect. And like I said, unless I get sick of it, which right now I don't see happening, I plan to keep playing this all the way through to the end. So hopefully it keeps up. Hopefully it keeps up. I do, If there's anything that I want to see, I'd like to see some more enemy types. That'd be kind of cool. The sprites I've been fighting since the very, very beginning of the game. These aren't even really palette swapped. So I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2 enemy types recently that are new. But I'm hoping I get to see some more before too long. Oh, hello. Narca Warlock. Oh, that's a new faction I haven't heard of. What the heck are the Narca? Warlocks, though, I'm used to, and that one just stole all my mana. Oh, I hate that. But you get stun locked to death. I know when I was reading about this game, some people had complained. Especially when it's not Radiant Collection quests. Oh man, you're preaching to the choir. I hate Radiant quests. The only time that I ever did Radiant quests in Elder Scrolls was when I didn't realize that I was doing a Radiant quest. And as soon as I did, I was not a happy camper. So no, yeah, it's as long as I'm doing things that somebody actually wrote, that actually... Oh no, I'm still out of mana, shoot. As long as I'm doing quests that actually, you know, have something to them, have some sort of meaning, I'm fine. I'll do quests forever, as long as they feel like they have some weight and substance to them. And I felt like at the beginning of the game particularly, there were a lot of quests that were a little too kill 10 rats for me. But now, once I start getting closer to Melshenshir, once I got into the second half of the game, I feel like more and more I'm finding quests that are interesting to do, that have cool stories, that have plot twists in them. And that's something you don't see all that often, is a game that gets more interesting the more you get into it. You know, more of that, please. The Witcher 3 has by far the best variety and diversity of side quests. Ooh, you know, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say much bad about The Witcher 3. I haven't played that one yet. That's on my to-do list, but so far all I've played is The Witcher 1, which, if you played The Witcher 1, you probably know it has some problems, especially in the variety department.
Another mortal fire.
Witcher 1 has so much backtracking. That's what frustrated me most, is all the backtracking and all the constantly respawning enemies. But I've heard they fixed a lot of it in Witcher 2, and then in Witcher 3 it's even better. So I'm eager to see that. Plus the writing of the Witcher games was really solid. And the voice acting wasn't that bad either. And from what I hear, the developers of the game, really cool folks too, very responsive to complaints and suggestions. And it is always nice when you see, especially a AAA developer that maybe doesn't have to do that, can probably survive without paying that close attention to the fans, but when they go out of their way and do it anyway, that's cool. Have you played all 3 of the Witcher games, Dylan? Would you back up what I was saying about Witcher 1, or probably more importantly at this point, do you have any opinions about Witcher 2? Because I really don't know much about that one. And if I'm going to play through the Witcher games, I probably want to do Witcher 2 before I do 3. Alright, so there's that. So how do I get over to that quest giver? Alright, looks like I can just go around this way and get back to the road. Witcher 3, you did a 200 plus hour playthrough and you never got that feeling of monotony. That's awesome. There are not many games that can make that claim. Not at all. So that is fantastic. Is there really 200 hours of content in that game? I had no idea, if true. I mean, I heard there was plenty of stuff to do, but 200 hours is a lot. That's more than just about any game I've ever played. Witcher 2 is an amazing improvement. Witcher 3 is perfection. I like the sound of that. And hey there, driver car, how are you doing this evening? You a Witcher fan as well, driver car? Well, I'd assume so. Oh good, I was just hoping an area full of warlocks again. Out of mana, of course. They'll try and harpoon him. Warlocks, man. Can't touch Witcher 1 again. Number 2 is a little slow to begin with, but surprisingly short. And Witcher 3 is up there with the best RPGs I've ever played. Yeah, no, I think... I feel like someday I'd like to stream The Witcher, but I really don't ever want to play Witcher 1 again.
You there! Please, I need your help! My husband has been taken by the Fae!
Where's your husband?
They took him to a ruin beyond that fork in the road. I tried to stop them, but they won't release him until the curse is removed. I have no idea what they're speaking of. Please, help us!
Oh, don't take a look into it.
Thank you so much. The Fae took him through the narrow pass nearby. We were just trying to pass through to the Red Marches when Amalur became ill. We had stopped so he could catch his breath when the Fae came storming out of their ruin. They took him past the barrier to the south, and I haven't seen him since.
Now, Al, just talking about Witcher 1, since that's the only one I've actually played. One thing I loved about the writing is it was so morally gray. Is you get these two factions, and as you've noticed in here, I'm kind of the straight arrow goody two-shoes. So I'd always be trying to figure out which of these is actually the good guy, and which of these is actually the bad guy, and which one I should help. And in Witcher 1, I'd constantly be running into these situations where it's nobody. Everybody's a giant bastard, and by helping anybody, I feel terrible at the end of it. And that's pretty wild. Yeah, no, CD Projekt Red used to be a very, very tiny developer.
And the sands beget a mortal. Fascinating.
And you're right, by that metric, it is a wonder of a game that they made it, but still, it's a flawed game.
Greetings. You are strange. There's something distinctly fey about you.
Yeah, that's what that last guy said. Why imprison the Elmain?
Releasing him would be detrimental to fey and mortal alike. I sense something peculiar about you, though. Perhaps you could help him. He could be healed, we surmise, with the completion of the Rite of Valor.
What happened to him?
Have you noticed my enraged summer brethren out in the sands? They attack anyone, friend or foe.
I did.
We of the Circle term it the Narca affliction. It's a curse magical in nature. The affected cannot be reasoned or bargained with. The Almain fell victim to the curse, and though it has not altered his mind, he complains of pain. He warrants study, and so we keep him.
Yeah, in the Witcher games, it's always a bad idea to help someone. Just like in real life, everybody's an asshole. That's true.
Head to the caverns of Ingress at the base of the Great Spine. There are 3 Erathi sigil stones within. They are marked by a waterfall, a pillar, and a tree. Activate them in that order. Each stone will curse you.
What?
Once the last stone is activated, a beast of many vines will challenge you in your weakened state. Defeat it, and bring the Coropatel to us.
This quest sounds terrible.
You must retrieve the Coropatel from the caverns of Ingress. Complete the Rite of Valor, and you will awaken a beast of many vines. Find it, defeat it, and pluck the Coropatel from its vessel.
Oh, jeez.
You must activate 3 sigil stones within the... Each stone will lay a curse upon your vessel when active. At the right's end, A beast of many vines, the Fae have thrived here for many cycles. Though the way the seasons have been flowing, we may not thrive for much longer.
Well, not having seen it, Drav, I can kind of understand why they'd want to ease up on the gray areas in the last game, just because, you know, if they're going to build to a big world-shattering conclusion, you need to have somebody on your side, I suppose. So, you know, not having seen it, I can understand why a writer might want to do that.
Their effects are temporary. The curses will vacate your body if you begin the rite, and then leave the caverns of ingress.
That's good, at least.
Exercise caution in ulcer runs, traveler.
The sands are unkind to mortals.
There is an odd aura flowing from you, mortal.
This is
The
a healer
Naka must
over
be
here.
stopped. Can you hear it? The weeping of the land.
There's a guy who dresses up as a harpian too. After you give him feathers. That's funny. The chicken man. Alright, where is that cave? Up there? Have I been there? The Caverns of Ingress? No, I have not. Huh, I must have walked right past it before. It looks like that's the way I came in. Well, let's head up that way. Let me ask you guys if either of you know. I'm pretty sure Witcher 3 was supposed to be the end of the series, so if either of you know, what is CD Projekt Red gonna do next? Because I'm pretty invested. I'd probably buy whatever it is next. Just out of pure faith for their abilities, but I'm not sure where they'd go after the Witcher series. Especially considering what a huge undertaking that was. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm sure everyone's gonna be on, holding their breath to see where CD Projekt Red goes next after all that. I'm sure right by now they've got the money that they could pretty much go anywhere they want. Whatever project strikes their fancy. I'm not sure if they'd want to do another licensed project, really. They might. That is something that some companies prefer. We'll have to see.
Hail, adventurer. Are you here to present an offering to Mitharu?
Trade me. Max skill allowed 3. Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen.
Farewell, adventurer.
Alright, so this is the terrible cave, right? Yep. Wait, did that say there was quest givers up that way? Oh, there are quest givers up that way. I can't tell if that's actually in this area or... yeah, it's probably in the Red Marches. I can't get up there. The team for their next game is already bigger than the team for Witcher 3. You can only hope it'll be a success. Wow. Yeah, so if they're going even more ambitious than Witcher 3, that's a cool sign right off the bat. Good for them. I love a company that is always, I love a company with the go big or go home attitude. Good for them. Oh, begin the rite of valor. Curse me. Give me that curse. Delicious curse. Oh, and it's only gray named enemies in here too, so that can't be too hard then. As I jinx myself. I don't imagine I'll have too much trouble in here if it's just gray names. Let's pop this chest. Sweet. Ooh. Some yellow gauntlets. Are they any good? Yellow gauntlets? Gauntlets of the Martyr? No, not remotely. I like CD Projekt Red for the fact they don't cheat you with DLC like the other stupid companies. Yeah, have there been any DLC for the Witcher games? I don't think there was for one. But I'm not really familiar past that. But yeah, I've said it on stream before, there are ways to do DLC correctly. For example, if a company wants to put out a game and then just keep making content for it, well, in that case, I don't expect them to work for free. You know, that's fair, right? So, they're, you know, if they want to keep making content, they gotta charge for it. That's fine. Especially storyline DLC. DLC that adds new areas, or that adds new stories, you know? Those I'll willingly pay for pretty much any time. Season Pass for Witcher 3 was an amazing value and it had 18 DLC. But they had a Season Pass that gave you a good deal for it at least, right? See, that I'm okay with too. Season Passes, again, when done right, can be a very cool way to say to your customers, hey, if you're willing to take a chance on us, if you're willing to give us the money up front and assume, you know, trust us that we're going to make a good product, then we'll give you a huge discount. 16 of them were free. See, that's cool. I can respect that easy. And the other two are huge add-ons. Yeah, a lot of times I feel like the bigger or more consequential the DLC is, the more willing I'm going to be to take it on. I think another way that DLC has been done right is, one of the ways I usually like to bring up is League of Legends. Because League of Legends, if you don't know, the only thing available for purchase is cosmetics. All the items you can get that actually have an in-game effect can only be purchased with in-game money. And that's cool, but then again, that's only really going to work for multiplayer games. Because people aren't going to care nearly as much about cosmetics in a game where no one else can really see them. A la single-player games. So for single-player games, like I said, it needs to be something really meaty. Like, let's take Fallout 4, for example. I only have one Fallout 4 DLC. And that is, was it Far Island? I think it is. Because it adds a new area and a new storyline. And that feels like it's worth my money. Whereas the other things, Nuka World, and the Tool Shop or whatever it's called, I'm so bad with names. I feel like those are toys that I'll play with once or twice and then get bored with. So I'm not really sure I want to spend money on those. So I haven't. And I'm just fine with what I have. And if that's all I ever end up playing, I don't think I'm going to regret it all that much. But that's for me, how you do DLC. Now, one of the worst DLC strategies I've seen is The Sims 4, the newest one, I believe. Because in that one, that was kind of the nightmare scenario for DLC, in that they actually removed features from the game in order to make them paid DLC post-release. They removed features that came standard in Sims 3 to force you to buy them separately. So that the whole package, if you wanted to just be able to do in that game what you could do in Sims 3, it cost extra. And that's about as bad as you can do for DLC. Alright, that's all 3 curses. So, time to go fight our boss. I'll tell you one thing, I can guarantee you that DLC isn't going away. Now that that door has been opened, it's going to be a thing from now on. Well, I switched to a different strategy. Since the DLC stuff went so out of control, I just wait 1 year after release. Because then, usually the developer announces, Game of the Year Edition, yes! Drav, you are 100% right about the Game of the Year editions. Because those are a fantastic deal. I usually do that too, not necessarily as a conscious strategy, but because I'm always behind the times on games. Exhibit A, I'm playing Kingdoms of Amalur for the first time in 2016. But yeah, it's when you can get those everything packaged together, it feels I mean, I was gonna say it feels better, but no, it is. It's almost always cheaper. And so if you're the type of person that needs to have a game on launch day, I'm sorry, I guess that's kind of the tax you're gonna keep paying. They're gonna keep asking you to pony up a little extra for stuff like that, and that is unfortunate. But if you can wait, if you can go for your backlog instead, attack that backlog and wait to see a little bit for the game, it's going to pay off for you. I can pretty much promise you that. Witcher Game of the Year Edition and Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition are out already. Alright. Yeah, Inquisition I definitely need. I don't think I own Inquisition. And Witcher 3, I'm going to need that as well, but right now I need to get Witcher 2 first. Unless it's a game you really want, you wait and get the game when it's heaps cheaper. Yeah, that's smart. I almost never, like 98% of the time, I'll only buy games if they're on a Steam sale. Usually on a very good Steam sale. And that's why some games I end up waiting a very, very long time to wait. But they're still giving you know, if it's a good game, it's still good years later, so I don't mind.
Again, mortal. Well done. I can use the petal to create an elixir for the Almain. He needs only to drink this. If it indeed frees him from the curse, he may leave. And I will finally have hope of saving Ulcerund from the Narca.
I was hoping he was going to say that it was going to wipe out those stupid mages so I didn't have to keep fighting them.
Administer the potion to the Almain. Hopefully, it'll free him of the curse, and we can begin to heal Ulcerund of the Narca affliction.
They are our brethren, afflicted by the same curse as the Almain Allard. Left untreated, the curse alters the mind and role of the afflicted. We term these brethren Narca, and you'll find them wandering the desert of Ulcerund, attacking any that come near. They cannot tell friend from foe. It'll take some time before it's safe to walk the sands without a resolution to this dilemma. Exercise caution in Ulcerund, traveler. The sands are unkind to mortals.
You've returned. Will the Fae allow me to leave?
Drink this.
They'll let me go if this works. Fine. I'll drink anything at this point. I can feel the curse leaving me. I'm not just saying that so I can leave. It's like a fever's breaking. I should get back to my wife. Thank you again, and farewell.
You like getting games on alpha builds? Now, I have conflicting opinions about that. Let me talk to this guy first, and then I'll break into that whole speech.
That was impressive. Our success with the Almain bears great portent for Ulcerund. If a mortal can be cured, then maybe a Fae can as well. I believe that you could survive a journey through the Fellfire Pit. Will you help us with another task?
Fellfire Pit sounds like a terrible place, but sure.
We wish to repeat our success with the Almain at a much grander scale. To do this, we require the essence of another plant, this time from the Fellfire Pit. The pit is located at the base of the great spine of Ulcerund. The flower, the Fellfire bloom, rests there. The only plant that grows in the pit.
Alright, sure.
Excellent. Then head to the Fellfire Pit, where the Guardian of the Bloom awaits. Farewell, mortal.
Alright, so here's my thing about beta games. There's a lot of cases, like with Starbound, where if you buy in early, then yeah, you get in cheap, you get those free updates for life, and that's fantastic. But there are a couple catches to that. Number one, there's no guarantee that a half-finished beta is ever going to be a finished good game. You know, that comes naturally. But that's not my biggest problem with betas. My biggest problem is, like, for example, let's take Subnautica. Subnautica's a pretty cool game, and that one's out in beta right now. So here's my problem with Subnautica. They just released a huge new patch with a bunch of content. And the problem is, it's possible that you've played Subnautica before this, and it's possible you enjoyed Subnautica before this. As a matter of fact, it's a pretty fully formed game. You might have played a lot of Subnautica before this. But if that's the case, you know, how much motivation do you really have to just start all the way over from scratch? To get just those extra features. Most of the stuff you're going through you've seen before. Only a couple extra features. Maybe they're really good extra features, but still. It's retreading old territory. And what I'm thinking is, if I just wait till it's finished, then I get all the features in there immediately. I don't have to do multiple playthroughs. I don't have to start again a couple times to get all of it. Idiots paid full price for the No Man's Sky beta. People do have opinions about No Man's Sky. I'll say I haven't played it yet. I feel like I probably am going to play No Man's Sky at some point, once it gets on sale. Once it gets on very nice sale. It looks like some parts of No Man's Sky I'd probably enjoy, even if it's missing some things. So yeah, I'm going to wait until it's on sale for that one. But yeah, that's my thing, is I don't want to keep replaying a game to experience the new features as it's put in. I want to just wait till it's done and I get the game as a whole experience. And I'll tell you one game that I'm doing that was right now. I've got a game that I kickstarted called Hearthstone. And let me tell you, if you like little small-scale Civ games, I think Hearthstone's going to be a really big deal. Because everything that they do with that game is shaping up to be really cool. Although the development cycle for that game is going to be very long. So I can't tell you when it's going to be finished and ready to go. And originally I had started playing that game, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what was there, but then they added in some new options that start from the base, and they're like, well, if you really want to get it, you need to start your save file over again. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I was having fun where I was. So now I've kind of put Hearthstone aside. No, not Hearthstone. Stonehearth. Oh my god, sorry. I keep getting those names confused. Hearthstone is the Blizzard card game. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about Stonehearth, a game currently on Steam in beta. Sorry. Man, I'm confusing today, but Stonehearth, yes. It looks like it's going to be a cool game, but I've kind of put it aside for right now until it's finished. Because I want to get all of it. I want to get all of it. I want to have the whole completed game before me, before I get started, so I don't have to play around with it a whole bunch. And that might be just me. There's a very good chance that's just me. But that is my feelings on the issue. Problems with No Man's Sky was the marketing. I'm not even going to say the marketing was that bad. I think their communication with the fans could have been better. The way they talked to the fans, the way they announced features. I'm pretty sure they've learned a lot of lessons from this whole experience, if nothing else. And Blizzard lawyers are on me already. Not even Blizzard lawyers, I'm just confusing the hell out of everyone I talk to. I keep having this every time I try and tell someone about Stonehearth, as I start talking about Hearthstone, they're like, oh, I don't like card games. Oh, damn it, did I call it by the wrong name again? Yeah, I always do. Stonehearth is what I mean. Stonehearth, sorry. I keep repeating it over and over again. Oh, jeez, that's a big discard. Let's hit this dude with everything there. Nice! Wow! I didn't take any time at all. Not even sure I needed to bust out all the stuff there. Alright, cool. Problem solved. And I get the Hellfire Bloom. Yeah, I think probably, let's be honest, that was a bad choice of name. Stone Hearth, which went into beta at around the same time as Hearthstone came out. And Stone Hearth is a good name for a game about building a little medieval town. No doubt about that. But it's confusing. And confusing in any industry where you're selling a product is a bad thing. Or, you know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one being confusing. That's possible too. I shouldn't be trying to blame it on other people here. I'll own up to it. Maybe I'm the confusing one. If so, I apologize to all involved. But yeah, as way of apology to the makers of Stonehearth, I'm going to say their name one more time. Look into Stonehearth on Steam. It's got a really cool aesthetic, but aside from that, it's got some really cool gameplay. If you like little village builders, you might enjoy it. I told you all the Destinies get quite strong later on. Well, I mean, he was a Grey name too, so that might have been part of it, but yeah. Using all three of those skills together in combo, I do seem to be dealing out some pretty fantastic damage, and I am happy about that. And yeah, you did absolutely call that, Drav. I appreciate you cluing me in on it. Because there were times early on when I had the doubts. I was worried. I was mainly worried about the variety of things I had to do in combat. As much as I like wading in, I was feeling like I needed a little something else to do, and now I've got that. Now I have plenty of exciting things to do in combat, and it's awesome. Before, I did not see the light on the combat system, but now I have been saved. It's fun combat. It's fun combat. Alright, I think we've done about everything we need to do in this cave. Let's get the heck out of here and turn in some quests. Alright. Should be right near the entrance too. That's what I like when the dungeons loop around like that. Because nobody likes to backtrack through an empty area they've already been through. Alright, so let me check the stash, although I have a feeling I already did. Oh, no I didn't. Cool. And let's see if I can just jump wherever I need to go. Yes, I can. Probably could have did that last time I had to turn the quest there, but I wasn't thinking about it.
It is good to see you, Morton.
Excellent. You have my thanks, child. Now we can use the power of the Fellfire Bloom to begin the removal of this curse from our lands. We will, however, require your services once more to accomplish this.
Of course.
Will you aid us again?
If it means getting rid of those stupid wizards harassing me on the road, of course.
Seek an audience with the keepers of the crossing, and then administer the sample of Fellfire Bloom to the heart of this land. With luck, you will free this entire region from the Naka affliction.
Oh, that'd be sweet. How will it heal the region, though?
The restorative properties of the Fellfire Bloom will remove the Naka's affliction from the font of the crossing.
Oh, it's like a stream. Why the keepers?
You must invoke the keeper's right in order to reach the crossing. The first step is to challenge Pura at the Crown of the Sun to battle. You need proof that you have bested her to pass through Keralatha.
Getting complicated, but I'll do it.
Very well. Defeat Pura, and she will give you the Amulet of the Sun. Take the amulet to the keepers at Keralatha, and they will allow you to pass. At the bottom of Keralatha, you'll find the font of the crossing. Place the sample of Fellfire Bloom atop it.
That little head wiggle he does is adorable.
If our theory is correct, your help in this matter will finally free Ulcerund of the Naka affliction.
If his theory is correct. He made it sound like it was a done deal before. But I guess not. Unfortunate. Alright. So, where does he want us to go for that? Probably not Cloudcrest. Oh, all the way over there. What would be shorter? Let's just walk. I don't know that either of those other locations would be all that much shorter to go from, so I'm okay walking it. Yeah, if I'm getting this strong as a warrior, I can only imagine how incredibly broken mages would be at this point, and past this point, once they hit max level. And like I've said before, I don't mind so much, excuse me, I don't mind so much when games give you horribly broken characters, because as long as you have to build into them, as long as it takes the effort to get up to there, that can be fun, making a broken character. Don't mind it at all. I'm gonna leave whoever that is behind. Oh, except this isn't the way I want to go. I need to get up on the cliff. Which means I gotta go back there. Probably run into whatever jerk was trying to fight me. Yep. Oh, nope, wrong ability. Meant to hit the 1 key there, just missed it. Of course he dodged the harpoon. Well, as long as I got him in range now. There we go. Alright, so let's go around this big cliff, see what else we can find. I think this is where I'm going to need to go to get up to that quest marker. Let's double check here. Yeah, it looks like this is where I need to go to get up the cliff, if nothing else. So I'll just follow the right-hand wall along until I get there. Should be that white marker on the map, I believe. Let's check one more time once we get up here. Yeah, alright. Cool, this is the way. So it'll be kind of nice to be able to finish this quest off all in one go. But of course, we get some more guys to deal with on the way up here. I suppose if this is the source of the infection, that it would make sense that they've got guys hanging around up here. At least these guys aren't actually mages. That is a blessing. So tired of mages. Oh, I thought he was dead. Now he is. Just needed a little more effort put into it. Ah, nothing interesting. While I'm up here, let me check both the statues. And oh, Lorestone, cool.
This life offers two choices. Fight or die. Those who choose to live face conflict. It is the natural balance of this world. The weeds preclude the flower's bud. The spider's web arrests the fly. The water carves the rock. In the dry wastes of the Tyr, in the land known as Ulcerund, the House of Valar became the home of this primal force.
Alright. Interesting. Oh, so that one's down on the cliff. I thought they were both up on the top. Suppose I should have checked. Yeah, that's what I get for not being thorough. I usually am. I feel like I'm usually pretty thorough, right? Maybe. I try to be, at least. I don't like missing stuff in games. Or at least missing stuff because I wasn't paying attention.
A child of dust? What brings you to the crown of the sun? The desert is unkind to mortals.
I noticed. I'm invoking the Keeper's Right.
Florian and the Circle sent you to access the crossing? It is highly unusual for a mortal to invoke a Fey right. But your aura is most unlike a mortal's. Very well. Prepare yourself.
Okey-dokey. Take out the small fries first, so I can get straight into her. Oops. Oh. She keeps dodging out of the way, too. And now I'm out of mana. Or not out of mana, but...
Well done. You are a skilled combatant. It's no wonder you've earned the respect of Florian and his circle. The Amulet of the Sun is yours, and with it your right to descend to the crossing.
That was easier than I thought it was going to be. Alright, so where is this crossing? World map? No, not that. Let's add it as an active quest. See what we can find in the crossing. Oh, just south down there. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Head to Fellfire Pit and then head south from there. Shall we? I don't think we've got too much left in this quest. That's my feeling anyway. So let's see. I mean, I presume once we get into the crossing with the cure, that should be the end of things. Oh, it's a cool looking area with this big stone arch. I do like me some stone arches. I remembered the follow-up. Awesome. The rarest of things, me remembering how to fight enemies. Alright, good deal. Now another reason this should be quick is, like I said, seems like the enemies in this area are still pretty weak. Which, I'm not sure whose fault that is. I feel like if I'd come here before going north, they would have been stronger. I must say, in a game where you can fast travel for free, you travel the smith rather barely to salvage stuff. There's actually a good reason for that, Drav, and the reason is salvaging stuff is super boring to watch on stream. I know this because I have watched streams before where people spend a lovingly long time salvaging and crafting, and that's, to me at least, that's not one of the more exciting things you can be watching, so I try to minimize the time that I spend in town doing my shopping and my crafting, etc., etc. Man, when I was playing Skyrim, I would spend entire game sessions just going around town buying and selling and crafting, etc., etc., but here, it's not just strategy I gotta think about entertainment too. I am here for you guys. I'm trying to make this stream a good experience for everybody involved. And sometimes that means playing maybe a little suboptimal in the interest of entertainment. See, that's one funny thing, Drav, is you know by now that I am incredibly neurotic. And one of my neuroses is I don't like to be carrying, I like to get rid of stuff. I like to do the micromanaging. And so that's something I'm holding back on in this game.
Welcome to Kerelatha, mortal. We have not had visitors in a very long time. What do you seek?
Take 10 seconds if you're just dumping everything. If you want to deconstruct some stuff at the forge, and if you need to sell some stuff too, and want to mix, recombine your gems, it can take a little time.
To deal with the Narca curse. If Pura has given you the means to pass, then do so. You should seek out Halcyon. He will assist you in this.
Where's Halcyon?
We keepers routinely delve into the depths of Kerelatha to make minute adjustments to the crossing, ensuring its power remains under control. Find the crossing, and Halcyon will undoubtedly be nearby. She is the guardian of the Crown of the Sun, and a powerful sorceress. But you have defeated her.
I'm pretty amazing.
It is no wonder Florian and the others of the House of Valor have come to place their trust in you. It is where the replacement keepers go to prepare for their work at the crossing. When it is time for them to assume their posts, they enter into combat with Pura, as you did. If they survive, she brings them here, as she did with us.
Does that mean I get to be a keeper now?
Halcyon is my companion, and a revelation. I never in my lives spoke to a summer fae, yet now I see that winter and summer are not so different. It is a nexus of energies, a place where magic flows infinitely. There are few such places on Amalur, and the Keepers are tasked with protecting them. Take caution in these lands, mortal. Your kind is particularly susceptible to its dangers.
By the way, you should do the arena. It's pretty fun and holds a nice warrior weapon as a reward. What's the arena? I don't think I've seen an arena yet. And I might not have gotten to it, I suppose. I'm still kind of new in the desert area, at least. I don't mind doing arena quests. Any game that has fun combat, I'm usually going to appreciate an arena quest. And this game has fun combat. So where is the arena? Is it in the desert or is it farther on? I'm pretty sure I haven't missed it. I think I would have seen it. I could be wrong though. Got a couple more sprites here. And they start charging that attack pretty early. It is kind of cute that I don't actually have to turn around to shield myself in the back. Just as long as I'm kind of facing the right way, it's fine. Oh, damn it! Stupid Venus flytrap plants. Oh, I got some master quality bits out of the thing. I guess I'll take that. I'm trying to think what other games had good arena quests. Oblivion, I believe. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, I think, had a pretty decent arena quest. And Neverwinter Nights 2 had a pretty cool arena, if I remember correctly. There's another game I might like playing on stream someday. Neverwinter Nights 2. Played that for a long time, had a lot of fun, ended up stopping because I got this game-breaking bug that I couldn't find a way around. Absolutely broke my heart. The area is in Menantir, the big coliseum I see on the world map. Huh. Oh, right there. Oh, I guess I just haven't really gone north from Ironfast Keep, have I? Alright. Yeah, I'll check that out. I'm down with that. So I'm going to head south from here just to be kind of thorough, as usual. So what's the deal with the arena in here? Is it just you have to defeat X waves of enemies, and then you can move on, or what? I assume that's what it is. Didn't Dragon Age have a pretty decent arena quest? I think that was actually part of the storyline, now that I think about it. Yeah, I seem to remember like an underground arena in the doorway areas. That does sound familiar. So used to looking at the white icons on the map that I didn't look at the big drawn areas. Well, you know. It's like those old nautical maps. Just have a big monster that says, "Here there be monsters," which in reality are completely meaningless. I think that's actually what I thought, that everything that wasn't the white icons is just window dressing. Never really occurred to me that, well, not never, I guess I've looked at him before, but didn't really stop too hard to think about what the giant doodles on the map actually were. Or if they were actually important. I guess I should do that. Yeah, but thank you for pointing that out to me. That would have taken me a while to get to, I suspect, if I hadn't had it pointed out to me, because it is a little out of the way too, in that little nook past Ironfast. Not saying it's hidden, Not somewhere I was rushing to run to, at least. Oops, and he's dead. I love it when the corpses just slip over the edge. It looks ridiculous. Alright, so I think, yep, there's a chest right over in this nook. Oh, god damn it. Frickin' Venus flytraps. Wish I could disable them. Oh, rolled past one of them at least. Wow, I actually took a decent amount of damage from those guys. Jerks. Total jerks. Venus fly jerks. That actually sounds a little dirty. I'll just take that back. Screw you, boggarts. They exploded too. That was pretty satisfying. Exploding boggarts. I like it. I like it. Not picking up green items? Nah, I haven't been for a while now. Just to save, again, to save on trips back to the town. Because it got to the point where I was heading back to the town 3 or 4 times per stream. And I felt like that just wasn't enjoyable for anybody at that point. So now I've cut it down to once or twice, and that seems like a little more manageable. And I am still getting master quality items. Slowly, but getting there. So I think by end game I'm going to be able to make all the super sweet equipment that I crave. They can give pretty good stats in crafting too. Isn't it just the better the quality item, the better the chance that it'll give good stuff? It's not like green items have unique items for crafting, if I understood it correctly. Which, again, I could be wrong about. I don't know a ton about this game. But I think that's what I read somewhere. Just some sprites. I can deal with sprites. Especially when they dive in close like that. Making my job easy for me. And bunching up too. How kind of them. Alright. Just forward from here, I think. Dead boggart plague bear. Have I been through here already? It's weird that they're dead already. No, there's a chest that hasn't been opened. Ooh, purple gloves. I like that. Let's check it out. And... wow, it's terrible. Well, I mean, the critical hit with magic's pretty cool if you're a mage, but for me, that's not doing anything. Alright, where do I go from here? East. I need to go east. I can do that. Let's head over there and check out that item in the water first. I spotted that. That's those little whirls in the water mean there's an item down there. Alright, there's some common crafting items. I'll get the one over here too, on the way. Man, there better be an alternate way out of this cave. This is a long way into the cave. I'd rather not have to go all the way back out. Well, it works like this. If you look at an item and see its stats, those work exactly like crafted items. They get their stats from certain parts included in the item. When you salvage them, you have a chance to salvage the part. So if a green item has 7% crit on it, you have a chance to salvage that 7% crit. Alright, so the rarity of the item just sort of changes the strength of the parts, I suppose? Alright, that would make sense. I don't think I'm a huge fan of games that obscure their mechanics like that. I mean, in some games it's cool for... you know, in some games you want to for balance reasons. If the player knows too much, they can get too powerful too quickly. Especially for online games, but... for single-player games like this, just tell me how it works. Give me a little tutorial screen, a little help button I can click on to figure it all out. The better quality the item, the more parts you can salvage, but the chance to get those special parts on top of the base components is the same for quality levels. Higher quality items just have a higher chance to get more parts. Alright, that makes sense.
You should feel privileged. The crossing is not a place of mortal business. You are the first to come this far.
Sweet. I have need of the crossing.
That essence of the Fellfire bloom is meant for the crossing, yes? To cure this region of the Narca curse. I will not allow it.
What?
Florian, in all his wisdom, does not see what I see.
And what do you see?
That the crossing is a solution to this long winter. No Fey empire has ever risen so. It is not the way of things. I have been using the power of the crossing to gradually tip the balance of magic in favor of the Summer Fey in Ulcerant. But this had unfortunate side effects.
The unfortunate side effects is you're driving people crazy, dude.
The crossing is tied to the magical essence of this land, and so are the Fey of this region. My tampering has driven them to madness. It is a necessary corruption. Better for a few of us to be mad than to wait for this long winter to end.
Ugh. Then what would you have me do?
Perish. I cannot allow you to interfere further. The Circle of Engard must endure my curse for as long as it takes to end this long winter.
Spoiler alert, dude. Not gonna happen. Perish my ass. No thank you. And he's dead. Not like you got any help with the camera on that fight. Camera. For example, I got a 20% damage component from a green item. Strongest stat in the game and rarest. Ooh. But again, on the other side of that, you mentioned it's rarest, so... It's not that I'm playing the lottery. Sample of Fellfire Bloom melts into the ether as you place it on the altar before the crossing. I was kind of wondering what caused the madness, and that certainly answers that. Yeah, so I'm aware I can play the numbers. Oh, I do have to go the long way out, don't I? Damn it. So I'm aware I can play the numbers and maybe get those rare items. But again, that is a maybe. You gotta acknowledge that. And sure, I'd have better stats if I did it, but... I'm not sure if I'd have more fun making all those runs back to the town. I certainly don't think it would make for a more interesting stream if I'm constantly tooling around in town. Because if I'm going to go back to the town, I do want to try and get as much business done as possible. And I try and make those segments interesting. I try and ramble on in a somewhat interesting manner, but there's only so much I can do. Alright, don't care enough about that one to risk it. I hate curses in this game. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I definitely acknowledge I'd be getting better parts, and I'd have better chances of getting better parts if I was doing that, but... You know, even though it is in my best interest, I just feel like it would be so time-consuming that it wouldn't be worth it from a very large overhead perspective of being a player who is also a streamer. It's a very narrow use case, to be fair, but that's what I'm thinking. Oh, Prismere dust. Don't see that too often. You know what would have been cool? That when you max out blacksmithing, you get a tiny mobile smithy bench. Oh man, that would have been useful. I mean, not exactly the most lore-friendly thing, but geez, sometimes you gotta sacrifice lore to mechanics. Being able to salvage stuff out in the world and not having to run back to town all the time, that would be fantastic. I can't even tell you, but I don't need to tell you, no. That'd be wonderful. I mean, I can destroy the items and I get money from that, but of course at this point in the game, late in the game, I need parts much, much more than I need money. Even if, you know, even if there were more crafting benches I could just come across in the wild, because there have been a couple wilderness areas where there've just been forges sitting out there that I could use. If there was more of that, so I could just, in the course of my normal business, be breaking down more stuff. That I'd be okay with. You carry around 100 items. I'm sure that doesn't make any more sense. No, you're absolutely right there. I didn't even think about that.
I see. Alcir's devotion to his king and court was more powerful than our friendship. That he would compromise his own kind to end the long winter is deeply unsettling. Perhaps, in the end, he'd become Narka himself. You have my thanks. Please, take these. They are imbued with Fey magic, and should aid you wherever you may go.
Good deal. But did it work?
The crossing has changed. I can feel it. But whether it undid the damage Halcyon inflicted remains to be seen. Return to Florian and report what transpired.
Can do.
Take caution in these lands, mortal. Your kind is particularly...
Yeah, you already said that. But yeah, it's... If they could acknowledge that, you know, I can carry around 100 items at all time and somehow not look like a giant pack mule, give me a tiny little blacksmithing bench. I guess how much time you spend with optimizing and more boring parts of the games depends a bit on what you aim for as a streamer. That's actually absolutely true, Drav. Absolutely true. And you know, that's one of the things about me is, as you may have noticed, I'm not great at video games. So I'm not going to be doing any speed runs. I'm not going to be doing any 100% runs.
I can feel a change in the air. The taint of the Naka curse is rapidly dissipating. A shame it was caused by one of the Sealy's own. The Circle and I will take our leave. A small number of Naka will undoubtedly remain. We will reclaim our brethren and defeat what Naka are left. Thanks to you, perhaps Alcerund will recover from the Naka after all. We have waited long
The
for
Circle of
champion to return.
Engard strives to reclaim
wait
the
still.
Fey rights lost with the House of Valor.
Now I could see somebody, there are streamers who focus on showing the stories of the game in general, playing on lower difficulties so they don't have to bother with so much optimizing. That's kind of along the lines of me, but so as not to emasculate myself, I'm not going all the way down on difficulty. Other streamers aim for streaming the biggest challenge they can, playing on the highest difficulties in games, which is not me because I would totally be humiliated over and over constantly doing that. They're pretty much forced to spend time with optimizing and streaming boring micromanagement too. Sometimes, I mean, like if you're doing a Dark Souls naked run, you don't need to spend a lot of time optimizing because your whole gimmick is, I'm not optimized. I've got the bad equipment, I've got the bad weapon, and I'm never doing anything to do it. But no, you're right. Depending on how you want to stream and how you want to show off the games is going to depend on what kind of is going to determine the kind of gameplay experience you give. And that's just kind of where I am with this stream. I'm leaning more towards the former, showing off the storyline and showing off the game in general. And I know for some people that's going to appeal.
The heat's as deadly as the
Hopefully
Jotun.
yourself. But yeah, it's not for everybody, and that's kind of one of the things you have to accept as a streamer, is that you're not going to be all things to all people. So you kind of got to pick a niche that you can rock, and rock it. And this is where I think I'd like to be.
The heights of Menethir are thick with...
It's good talking to you about it, though, because it is a nice, interesting topic. There are a lot of streamers out there, and there's good people in all kinds of categories, definitely. I've seen some speedrunners that blow my mind. I love watching speedrunners.
Me, I'm rarely outside. Always things to be done about the keep. Dead? Why, that's a shame. I'd say I'm sure he'll be missed. But he's from Whitestone, so you never know. And that's his walking staff there. I'll take that. Job well done.
Well, as long as you don't pick the lowest difficulties in games, because that would be really boring. Yeah, I mean, for some games I might, just because I am terrible at video games, but wherever I can, like in games like this, I like to have somewhat of a challenge.
Sworn
You
to
know,
war.
just for me personally, I don't enjoy playing on easy if I'm just gonna breeze through the game. Even though I, you know, am
The hermit blacksmith
kind of
is
breezing through this game, I suppose. You know, I want sometimes for the game to push me and me to have to push back. And I've heard in some sense this game is just sort of front-loaded with difficulty, because once you get the good equipment and the good stats, the difficulty drops, and that would seem to be the case, in generally. Don't give it to being terrible, improve. I'm trying, I am trying. I think I've gotten slightly better at this game than I was at the very beginning. Of course I've seen Karate Kid, that movie owns. Wax on, wax off, Daniel-san. But speaking of training montages, I think that's probably a good place to end the stream for the night. So as usual, thank everybody for stopping by. This was another great time. Had a lot of good conversations, played a lot of good games. I enjoyed talking to all of you. I always have such a blast doing this stream, and that's because of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to see next time I go live, which will be next week, go ahead and subscribe to me on Twitch or subscribe to me on Twitter, where I'll be letting people know before I go live. If you want to see this episode later on, or if you want to see any of my previous parts of this playthrough, or my other playthroughs that I've done on Twitch, check below for the link to my YouTube. Check me out there. You can watch the videos. You can subscribe to me as well. But otherwise, for right now, you folks have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will talk to you later.